Excellent. Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the shitstorm. If it's a Monday morning, you already know the forecast. It's going to be a shitstorm. I'm your host, Aries Bookman, and we in here today. Same as last time, my audio is not in my ear, so it's slightly troubling, but I can see it on, I can see the, what you call them things, little meters. I can see the audio is registering, so I'll be all right today. Let's see who we got in here. Lonnie, good to see you in the chat. Ryan Morrow got his umbrella. Ooh, cast a spell. Somebody cast a spell some tissue. Get us some tissue. Get hit with a turd. But here's what happens around here. If you know the forecast, you already expect it. You already expect it. Lil Donnie said it's sunny in the A. Donnie. Yeah, somebody help Donnie. Somebody help Donnie. Damone Times 2, good to see you in the chat. And Society Ejects. Boy, oh, y'all prepared. Y'all ready for this. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I need. I need you to be ready to come on this journey. Don't do the Donnie. Okay? Don't do the Donnie. Get ready. Let's do this thing today. Today I want to talk about the idea of meaning. It's easy to subtly just look over it when you're trying to figure things out, when you're trying to understand things, especially when you're feeling good about what you think you understand. I'm gonna start out with a typical example of somebody who doesn't understand how to interpret this occult stuff. So what they've been doing is just almost word for word repeating Bobby and Panic. And the devil's in the details, guys. The devil's in the details. Vera, good to see you in the chat. Donnie, I don't need you just all ears. I need you all eyes, ears, nose. You can keep your mouth. Just keep your mouth closed. And, just sit down somewhere. You ain't got to touch nothing. All right? I need you focused, Donnie. I need you focused. All right? Get all that. Put your little bird chest away. Sit down. Grown men are talking. It's all right, Donnie. We got you. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. And anybody else who think they better than Donnie. All right. But before I do that, got to do my intro. Y'all give me 3.5 seconds. Enjoy the fuck out of this, because I do. Yo, I just did a good burp. Y'all missed that shit. I was like, ooh. Let me switch this account real quick. What I'm going to show y'all is some shit I saw on Instagram as usual. From the look of it, I'm pretty sure this guy is, his name is Soul Occultist. Bro, this guy's trash. He is very trash. And he's one of those guys, and there's a lot of them out here right now, who really want to be the new guy that you go to for spirituality, but wants to make it seem like, hey, we're all the same. I'm just studying. He had the audacity to make an 1.5-hour thing talking about this is my online journal. Like, nigga, then you should have made it personal, private, right? Look, all I did was ask him, okay, if it's a diary, why is it online? But can handle that. But no accountability. Where do I get the... Okay, here it is. Puts casting stones down. Yo, really? Around here? You can have all the sin you want to throw the first stone. Long as stones get thrown. That's my thing. As long as the stone gets thrown, I don't care how much sin you have. Somebody got to do it. All right. Come. Where is this at? Nah, not your boy Jamal Rashad. That's close though. Wow, this nigga Jamal Rashad. Now these niggas be eating it up too. That's craziness. Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into Jamal Rashad. I'm gonna go here. Boom. Open up that desktop audio. Already know. Okay. There we go. Oh, I gotta. right?
in your mind?
Focus on my what?
Has there been difficult times in your life
I don't like how
where
it's
you
just
really
slightly
struggled?
off, but it's okay. Whatever.
So when I left,
it's because the size of the window changes, and this captures the size of the window.
Christianity.
So, anyways, you
for
boy,
a
right
while,
here.
I was just sort of
All right.
a hard-bitten atheist.
What is this that's making
The
noise
problem
in the background?
with leaving the belief.
Oh, this came on. That shouldn't be on. See, I can't hear the output in my ear. And it's bothering me. I don't know what's wrong with my fucking software. Anyways, here we go. Your boy right here.
It's so small. Once you know the beginning, you will know the end from the singularity point. Space and time is only generated from the brain, which is projecting everything out. Everything out is being projected from the subconscious mind. Everything you see, even from this bottle, is a part of your subconscious mind. I am creating this whole experience from my mind. I am the creator and the destroyer of this world.
Okay, right away. Okay, right away. The problem most people have with this stuff is that they intrinsically feel intrinsically feel, because it's based on the other things. And intrinsically feel that how you understand something is filtering it through Western science. And they don't understand that when you do that, you reduce it to physicalism. All right, like he just said the physical brain is what's projecting this reality. And so before physical brains, there was no projection of reality or existence of reality. So like, bro, this is the bullshit. When you reduce this spiritual stuff to physical world things, what you're saying is that what it is that you are as infinite, divine, and powerful as it is constrained by flesh. That's what gets it. I was talking to some other dude and who was on a fucking live, and this motherfucker was saying that the spirit was something that tethers you to your physical experience, and I'm like, no. He's talking about the spirit of electricity. I'm like, no, there's no way. But you know, niggas can say whatever they want to these days. That's how it goes. Yeah, like they were saying that the Bible is an anatomy book. That's wrong. That's wrong, bro. Like, it really is. That's like saying it's a geography or a history book. You missed the point, bro. It has nothing to do with the shit in the physical world. Nothing. I say it all the time. The planet is named Earth. It is not Earth. Earth is the entirety of the physical realm. And then I talk to some people who they're not really sure where to draw the line between physical and non-physical, and they conflate physicality with form. I'm gonna do this right here. Malik says, sound like panic. Hell yeah, it sound like panic. And these niggas don't know what else to say. They have nothing else to say. They're so impressed with this new information, and they want to position themselves in a place where, hey, I look like I'm saying something a Christian ain't saying, but real shit they are. Like the other dude who was in the live, bro, this nigga sitting there talking about, do you know what the book of Enoch is? He ain't even read it. Nigga ain't even read the Bible trying to tell me what the Bible, tell niggas what the Bible is. Like, bro, it's so arrogant. It's the nihilistic narcissism. You strip the meaning out of everything else, and the only thing that's left is you and whatever bullshit you think means something. And then niggas don't even question the you part, the self. They just say, you're everything. How you everything and I'm everything? Come on now, like look. If the physical world is being projected by our subconscious, where are the lines drawn? You know, where's this our thing come from? And here's another big problem, is that people who do this, what they do is they divide reality into two things. And if you already know, if you're an actual metaphysician, if you actually study philosophy, that the dualist system does not generate. You cannot solve the mind-body problem. If you have two opposing sides here. There's no way that they interact at all. You can go through this stuff, but see, niggas like this, they don't listen to nobody but panic, and they think that makes them special, and so they just say this stuff. They don't go back and review the long history of thought. This shit is about thinking about your thinking, not saying the new hot spooky word. Niggas be killing me, man. I had a dream about panic yesterday. Was in his house, no lie. Donnie, why you creeping on niggas in dreams, bro? Chill out. Donnie, what does that have to do with... Somebody get Donnie. in all seriousness, referring to the body being the temple how would the Bible not be a book of physicality? Especially when Satan showed Jesus the world and his ass fasted. Because it's allegory, it's symbolism. See, niggas will say it's allegory out their mouth, but then reduce it back to physicality. Reduce it back to particulate matter. It's your pineal gland, and your pineal gland got 72 chakras. Boy, that's so... It is not your pineal gland. It's not your pineal. That's flesh again, bruh. See, look, your 72, that goes in, that's a multiple of 12. It's a multiple of 12. That's why it's significant. 12 and 8. It's a multiple of 12 and 8. Is 72 something like that? No, it's not 12. It's 6. Excuse me. Yeah, 6. 72 is 6, right? Because look, to get to the fucking to get to 7 from 6, as you went from 5, you have to solidify the harmony. Harmony isn't just balance like motherfuckers like to think. Like if you mix a melody and a if you mix the melody and what's the other word? The melody and the fuck. I knew this yesterday because I was talking about it. It's not the tempo. You mix the melody and something else, and that gives you the harmony. But the harmony isn't this balance. All right, it's a back and forth. It's an interaction. You know, and motherfuckers will show you the what they call the Star of David with the two threes, the two triangles coming together. That's two opposing forces, not force in the sense of particulate matter and space time, but force in a conceptual sense. See, this stuff is talking about shit that's conceptual. It's not talking about how to live your physical life. It's not talking about what you got to unlock in your 33 vertebra spine. Like the most niggas can think about for 33 is meat bag. It's your meat bag with the bones in it. That's really what it is. That's really what niggas was trying to tell you. No. Milk and honey. Milk and honey. These are the byproducts of two animals that are usually used symbolically. The cow and the bee. The land of milk and honey. The cow and the bee. It is not about, like, bro, my snot and my cum is it can be yellow and white. This is really what they was talking about. You gotta hit the snot and the cum and that'll activate your kundalini. But stop. No. It's wrong. It's wrong, and niggas don't know it's wrong because they don't know, they have no gauge of what means to be right. Because everybody's right. And that's the folly. That's what happens. Can't help you. Dawson, good to see you in the chat. It's a book in harmonizing both. The Bible has nothing to do with your... Why am I arguing with Donnie? Out of all people. Fuck out of here. Bruh. They're metaphysical texts, all right? Metaphysical is beyond the physical. So trying to reduce it to something physical is fucked, all right? Like this melanin carbon shit. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute today too. This melanin carbon shit, bro, is so awful. It's so terrible. And niggas is just like, well, Bobby Hemmett said it. Bobby Hemmett said it. And first of all, niggas said that shit over 20 years ago. And second of all, who cares if he said it? A lot of niggas said shit. Motherfuckers will see something in a book and assume because it's in a book and it's their special book, it must be the shit. So-and-so said in this book, here, watch this nigga. Watch this nigga.
Who we think we are is not who we are. It's only a person that we created inside of our minds. We don't have to grab on to every thought inside of the mind. The mind is the chamber of the God. And
he's already reduced the mind to the brain. He's missed it. And I already told you, conscious and subconscious shit, that's brain function, if it exists at all. Because the psychologists, the psychoanalysts weren't talking about subconscious. When Freud and Carl Jung came up with the shit, it was only conscious and unconscious. These other niggas have created this subconscious stuff. That's brain function. You got the 3 brains model. That's brain function, bro. You back to meat bag. Now look, I'm not going to tell you your relationship with your brain is something you have to, just throw out and ignore. No, it most certainly is not. It's going to be some of the first work you got to get done. But this is not what this stuff is about. I'm telling you, it's like conflating cooking a whole meal to laying out vegetables for prep. As long as you've laid out the vegetables for prep, potentially you have a whole meal. So really, the whole meal is done at the beginning and the end. No. Like, this is why we get into express versus unexpressed, actualized versus unactual, actualized versus potential. Excuse me. You know, you can say triple blackness is space. Everybody can say it, but don't nobody know how to break it down unless they pull out Western science. I mean, look, if that shit is the matrix for you niggas, how come you cannot describe your reality without it? You go back to that jurisdiction every time. Not only will you always go back to the physical world jurisdiction, but whenever you niggas try and explain something that's not that, you mix and match jurisdictions. You just pull, grab this, and your chakra kundalini is with your melanin, with your melanin pineal, which is actually going into the DNA and the genetic epigenetics. I just invoked three different branches of Western science. None of them actually, they have overlap, but they're not interchangeable. And see, we won't get into some of that because a lot of times people like to make things interchangeable because they intuit that it's all the same. And that's the parts of our brain, the parts of our thinking that are going to solve problems, look through complex information. The same thing that allows us to do that is what trips you. It's the same mechanisms that trip you. As a thing is bound, so it is unbound. I'm telling you. And so you'll just come up with niggas like this. Dawson, tempo. Is it tempo? I don't think it's tempo. Because hearing the word tempo don't hit me. Because I'm right. Never said nothing about melanin and carbon. Donnie, do your work, bro. I swear, this nigga be sitting around trying to get the attention with no work. Do your work, bro. Dawson, subjective versus objective. And you see, the line between subjective and objective is important because it underlies the conversation we have. The concepts and ideas that we agree on are underlined by that relationship. And so to just take it for granted, which most people do, is foolishness. We'll get into it a little bit today. And I'm telling you, I want to get into what things mean. You got to finish looking at this nigga though. Because this is typical. This is what you'll typically see. This is what niggas like Donnie would love to be able to do. Donnie can't do it yet, but he really wants to be able to do shit like this.
And this body is the temple of God. And the silent watcher is Amen. Amen, who is you, the hidden one. And this hidden one that has been dormant within our subatomic particles.
You see that? Subatomic particles. The physical world is an illusion, but what's going to happen is something in your subatomic particles. But stop. Quantum quackery. That's still physical world. Niggas don't get it though. Here's the Donnie ass nigga right here.
Is what is awakening for this apocalypse. Nothing is coming from the sky. Everything is happening from your subatomic particle. The meaning of the apocalypse is to disclose or to...
What difference would it make if it were the sky or the subatomic particles? Both of them are physical world narratives. See, all you've done is change what you think as opposed to how you think. What you think as opposed to how you think. So you niggas still think it's something in the body. You'll say I'm not the body, but then you'll go ahead and say, well, it's going to be in you. Okay, so what do you mean by you? Your subatomic particles. Well, ain't that the body again? Niggas can't seem to get their ass out the jurisdiction while they tell me what the difference between physical and non-physical is. But stop, niggas outside their goddamn mind. Here come Donnie. This is Donnie ass shit right here, man. That's the new way to say it. You see a nigga doing this nigga is Donnie.
To reveal. And scientists is now saying that there is a non-human living within us, which is an alien or a parasite. And they talk about these ancient viruses that's buried within our DNA.
See, here's the thing. Here's another thing a lot of niggas will do. They conflate all of. See, if you're gonna reduce all this shit to the physical world, that's not all they end up doing. They reduce it to humanity, and so humanity is this new special thing that's divine in a certain way. All this shit you saying applies to the physical world, applies to every aspect of it. Cat, dog, plant, roach, dust particle. All of these things are the Christ, if you want to go there. So you just want to say, oh, this is the Christ consciousness is in you. You just got to open your Kundalini DNA. No. There's no coherence in that. There's no coherence in that. It's mystifying the mundane again. All right. No, I don't need to be upset about it because this is quite natural. This is what happens. This is a result of what I want to talk about today. When you don't have any meaning behind anything, so you just grab whatever you want, stick it on there and say, hey, this is what this means, and I know because everybody's right. Or what do they say? I went within and I found this. Okay, tell me how that's different from you making some shit up. What's the significant difference? Let me guess. I gotta just believe. Like, see, this is why shit has to be rational and coherent. Because then I don't have to worry about where the fuck you got it from. It's rational and coherent. That's what we're looking for. That way, it's gonna work across a different array of ideas and concepts and fields of knowledge. If your shit is rational and coherent, but niggas don't go for rationality and coherence, they go for Donnie. Okay? Bro, that wrote Christ. Yes. All this shit is Christ. Every iteration of anything physical is the form being animated by that third part, that creative part, the part that moves, the divine child. Ugh. Mother is the repetition of everything, I guess. Man, you a mama's boy too, but get that divine mama shit out of here, man. Get that divine mama shit out of here. Man, this nigga got his mouth on. You got the cosmic titty milk on your lip, boy. You just got the milk on your lip and you got the titty. Chill out, man. This man Donnie and for real.
Also, they talk about this black hole in our galaxy now. When you read this book called The Dark Lord, it says that Lovecraft horror stories concerning a...
Bruh, Lovecraft ain't ancient. I seen another nigga do this the other day. He put the Necronomicon in like the same group as an ancient pantheon, talking about ancient stuff. And I'm like, bruh, you only on that shit because of panic. You on it because of panic. And you don't understand why he even put it in that shit. So you just conflating it with all... Bro, that shit ain't ancient. That shit ain't ancient. Oh my God. It's symbolism, bruh. It's the symbolism. And now niggas grabbing it like it's the new secret Bible that niggas ain't know about. It's the spooky secret Bible, and you gotta read the Necronomicon because it's telling you the real shit. Make something real. Once again, back to meaning. There's a crisis in meaning, and the end result is nihilistic narcissism. This kind of thing. And you can't really solve this unless the person hits something and says, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm out here Donnieing. Aaliyah, good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the show. Maybe I'm out here Donnieing. Maybe I'm out here Donnieing real hard. Nah, niggas don't want to question that. They just want to Donnie. Oh, man, I'm good, bro.
Race of alien beings that once colonized our planet and which will come again to reclaim it. A race whose religion is the mother of all cults. So when you read the holographic universe, it says everything exists as waveforms, and as we observe.
Now, this be the kind of nigga who just taught you 3 different books, but if you tell him something about the Bible, he's immediately like, no, that's ridiculous. Okay, cool. Let's say anything that's touched Christianity, it's foul. Okay, all right, cool. I see you running. What's the basis on these books? Because you read it from this. All you're going to continuously do is reduce it to humanity and physicality. Niggas, breaking something down is not expressing it in terms of Western science. Because this is what that does. That makes the presumption that Western science is the substantive aspect, the foundational aspect, the thing that you can, it's a framing of reality. It's one way of describing reality. See, niggas will be like, they lied to us about everything, but then try and take subatomic particles. Oh, that wasn't a lie. You know, it's the same thing niggas do. Like, well, they lied to me about Jesus, but really it was just a skin color and now he's chocolate. Like, this is what happens when you only change what you think and not how you think. See, this motherfucker, he can't handle any criticism. I simply asked him in his YouTube, so this is a diary, why is it public? He was upset. I mean, quick. It's because these niggas want to be the new preacher, but they don't want to have to admit that that's what they want to do because they want to say, hey, what I'm saying is the truth. It's knowledge. It's real shit. Fuck out of here.
The wave collapses into a particle almost instantly. So that's saying if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, did it make a noise? It says an atom is a particle of matter. It says in the dot is made up of 7 octrillion atoms. That's a big number. It's bigger than how many stars is in the galaxy. They say 200 billion trillion. So what's within our subatomic particle that's awakening, that's even projecting chaos on this physical earth right now? The serpent is rising up your spine to bite.
Serpent coming up your spine. Your kundalini is rising in your spine. No. What did you do again? You reduced it to the body, right? Yeah, that's shit. That's trash. That's flesh. There's no way it's the thing. There's no way it's the thing you need to unlock. What you need to unlock is your framing of thinking, your premises of thinking. What is you? That's what you need to unlock. Because if you strip the meaning out of everything else, that's all that's left. Remember, ain't no ultimate meaning out there. Ain't no thing that you gotta do. But what is you? Maybe that's where you find some of that meaning. But to understand that one, you got to go through that shit you don't want to see. You got to see that you a Donnie ass nigga. You thought you was Brandon, but really you Donnie. You gonna have to see. It's not fucking shit going up your spine, bro. The Kundalini is talking about the entire process. The entire process. It's not a thing where they're not talking about something in your body, right? It's like if you look at the fucking tree. The tree of life is not the body. It's a map of manifestation at large. It's not a map of the body. These different spiritual frameworks, we're talking about reality at large. And the physical world is the smallest, lowest part of that. Ain't no way they trying to... anatomy? The anatomy of a fucking human is bullshit. Homo sapien anatomy, right? Out of all of existence, the whole book is on Homo sapien anatomy. No. Homo sapien has equal standing in any of this other shit with anything else that exists in the physical world. But see, niggas don't understand the dynamics of the physical world. Matter of fact, I had one motherfucker conflating form and physical form. Okay, like, well, how does it have form if it's not physical? Because they don't understand form. Here, look, I'm gonna do this. I was wanting to do this. I was wanting to do this yesterday. I'm gonna do it right now. Go here. I don't even put my ear thing in because I can hear it in there anyways. All right, look. This is my favorite chord on the guitar. Stop bumping my guitar, man. Well, you're not gonna stop, are you? Look, this is my favorite chord on the guitar. It's B major 7th, okay? Sound waves. Just like water waves in the ocean. What's moving through the wave isn't particulate matter. It's just energy. It's just force. All right? When you hear sound wave, there's no particles of a sound wave. The sound wave is force moving through the particles. Okay? But it has form. Because this note, B major 7th, it's begging for resolution. Here, listen to it again, okay? It's waiting for resolution. It's begging. It's completely demarking the end of something. It's basically it's fitted to the next note. Excuse me. Thank you. It's fitted to the next note. How is it fitted? Through form. Not physical form, because there's no particles to the sound wave. You can watch something like I think it's called Kimatica, where they show you physical matter orienting itself to the form that's already present behind the force. It's already there. There's form beyond physical form. Way beyond. Form is essential. Form is essential even for the fucking archetypes. See, what people are confused with is manifestation. Physical form. That's a whole different thing. It's a byproduct. It's a byproduct way down the fucking line anyways. Form, look, it has its own form. That's not a particle. There's not a special particle coming together to do that. The fact that those sounds fit together isn't particles fitting together. There's form there. There's form. And it's not just physical. See, man, you're looking at the end result of the shit. Because if I can do something with sound and it shapes itself to various forms and orders that weren't present before, where is it coming from? This is what I'm telling you. Like, this is the after effect of it. We're hearing the results of form fitting itself to this order, this framework, the pattern that's already there. Niggas is so quick to think that this shit is talking about the physical body and you're gonna get superpowers. It's now upgrade, get your superpower shit. Yeah, nigga, I do need to do a fucking concert one of these days. That'd be fun. In the white man's land, get him, Garcia! Oh shit! Yo, if you gotta revive me, I might do that shit at the end. Yeah, somebody remember that shit. It's iconic, nigga. Real niggas shit. Real niggas do real things. Fucking Kundalini Kun, boy. Here we go. Like, look. I could say you can say this to spine. Why does this even have to be about Homo sapien? This is the thing, bro. This is because you're talking about 33. You're talking about 33. And the only way you motherfuckers think, oh, 33 must mean something. It has to mean something from the body. No, there are intrinsic inherent metaphysical qualities to these quantities. Like 12. It's not your 12. It's not your 12 cranial brain nerves. It's not. It's not, bro. I would have preferred if you'd have kept it in astrology and just said it's out there somewhere. Like that's because then once again, what is you? If you say this is all about what's in you, okay, then what you is the body again. No, it's about the 12-fold pattern. It's about the mixing of 3 and 4. Because first 3 gives rise to 4, then you add them together, you get 7, but then when you mix them, you get 12, which gives you the complete map of the relationship between 3 and 4, which is the whole fucking game. It's heaven and earth. Fuck. The most high and the most low, the interaction between the two. That's the part of the reason why a dual system fails. Because you have to have the third part, or the thing in the middle that connects the two other parts. And a dual system will never have that. It'll just say, oh, there's this side and there's this side, which is wrong. But see, you would know it's wrong if you actually thought about your thinking. Look at the history of people who have been thinking for a while. You know, you just get out here new and excited. Hey, Panic said this, but I ain't gonna say Panic said it. I'm gonna say I said it. Oh, and niggas gonna think I'm the nigga. No, chill out. That's your boy in them, boy. I don't know a nigga like that. It's gotta be a nigga hang out with Donnie, bro. Here's classic song video. I should have a hit list of classic songs, nigga. That'd be hilarious.
The pineal. Same thing in Kabbalah, which is the tree of creation.
You see these niggas.
World. That's the astral world, and that's the Christ consciousness, and that's the black hole within you.
Mixing jurisdictions again. A black hole is a physical thing. It's not about a black hole, bro. Niggas don't understand the clip off. I was talking to another nigga about the clip off, and look, fair enough. He said he didn't understand, so he didn't really incorporate it into his framework. But you know, that's an avoidance thing. If you don't understand it, how you can. No, I get it, because you want to find something that works, that fits. You know, he was a bit confused about physicality as well, but don't even worry. You know why? Because he's coming to boot camp. He's coming to boot camp, and I'm gonna help him with all that. That's what I do in a boot camp. Help you niggas with the shit that you think you know, but all you got is just walk in and circle jerk. Bruh, these niggas was circle jerking like a motherfucker the other thing. God damn it, man. I'm only upset because one of the motherfuckers was in there. I was like, damn, bro, you really don't have to be in here. He was hanging with some nigga that he hang with, and that nigga got a mouth. You little young nigga don't know what he talking about, but love to talk. He got about 2 or 3 of them niggas around him. Hey, bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Look, this nigga about to keep doing that shit. I'm getting out of this because I want to get into actually talking about what the fuck you can do about this shit, bro. Okay? That's what I want to get into, and not just being a Donnie ass nigga out here. So, this is what I want to hit first. Where's my folder? This is what I want to hit first. Here, I'm going to have to set this up. But I want to start it off with this right here. Let's see. You going to pop up on me? I need to see you. go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Dawson said, nigga, I'm guilty of this. You got to go through the Doth head ass nigga. Yeah, see? And you got to know what that means. Because, see, oh, yes, bro. You got to even know what the Doth is to say it. Because most people only know it as a gap in the tree of life. And they don't know it in terms of the Kalipov. Because Malkuth is triple dense, bro. The last Sephiroth on a tree is triple dense because it's in a polar relationship with the first Sephiroth. Just like fire and water have to be completely opposite of each other. The first and last are completely opposite of each other. Okay? The Da'ath is the bottom of the Kalipov. It's the bottom of that Sephiroth. See, like I said, the Malkuth is triple dense. There's a top, bottom, and an inside to it. When you're in Malkuth, you don't see the edges of it. From outside, you can see the three edges of it. What's his name? Baphomet sits on Malkuth. But niggas is so quick to make it something in your fucking spinal cord. Bro, it's so dumb. But niggas don't know it's dumb because they don't have no standard, because what they do is just, hey, I'm the realest nigga out here. Bro, I'm only the realest nigga out here because y'all niggas suck. And you don't have to. I don't even have to be the realest nigga out here. That's part of the reason I do this shit. It's because somebody's gonna click and then say some shit I never thought to say. But niggas can't even get that close because they're too busy doing the bullshit. Making a perfect superhuman personality. You're supposed to get out of here, bro. Then why are you talking about superpowers? Why are you talking about superpowers? You really think this meatbag is what kept you here? It's dumb, bro. But look, going through the Da'ath. See, all this stuff, at the very least, one way you could describe it if you need Western science is psychological. Okay? It is psychological. I'm not just saying that all is mind thing. Slow down, because niggas allowed to do that. Look, I'm talking about the direction in which you go to go within. What that means. Okay? Because it's not, that's what I'm saying. These niggas are making the wrong choice by saying go within means something in your body, but then at the same time saying I'm not my body. So why are you going within if that's not you? Because they're going the wrong direction. This is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it because haha look at these niggas. I'm saying you've confused the map and the territory. You've seen the map and now you treat the map as though it's the actual territory and you don't even know the territory. These niggas didn't even read the map. Fuck you talking about? Putting a map over the physical body. Yes, that's what you do with this narrative of your life. You overlay this drama on top of a physical reality. You don't even look at the physical reality because you're so caught up in the drama. It's very natural to do so. But as an occultist, if you're getting behind what's apparent, because these niggas, man, I'm so tired of hearing niggas say occult means hidden culture. It doesn't. Fight me about it. Fight me about it. OCC, the prefix of occult has to do with sight. It has to do with not your physical eyeballs, the capacity to be perceived. What occult is the unapparent side of things. Okay? It's the unapparent versus the apparent. Okay? It's not hidden culture. That's just what Panic and Bobby said. Bro, go find that shit somewhere. Because when I teach people this shit in boot camp, I show you where I get it from. I show you why it has to do with perception and appearance and not hidden culture. But niggas, when you just repeating what somebody else said because it feels good, that's the results you get. Okay, this is what you have to be doing. You have to figure out your thinking. Thinking about your thinking. What does it mean for something to mean something? What does it mean for something to mean something? Well, I mean, obviously that's, and then, well, I don't really know how to say it, but, you feel me. No. See, what that is I don't know. That's what you have to say. That's how you open it up to begin something. You think, well, I just don't know how to say it. No, you don't know. You don't know. We'll get into the details of that because there are different types of knowing, and I want to get into that today as well. But I want to start you off here, okay? I'm going to be switching between two different talks, mostly centered around John Vervaeke because I think that people can really relate to him. A lot of people they think what they're looking for is metaphysics, and it's not. Metaphysics is meaning of life. Okay? What most people are looking for, especially Donnies, is meaning in life. That's something completely different. That's something completely different. You got a lot of people who are going to spirituality to try and reframe their reality because the last one was too painful, was too conducive. I don't mean last reality like last life. I mean last week, nigga. Okay? The reality you've been living is too painful to actually have to face. You built up all these different things that you're in the habit of avoiding, but now that you're becoming in the habit of avoiding them, they overgrow. And so now they're bigger than you ever would imagine, and you're still trying to find some new way to frame reality so that you can say, oh, I'll just be relieved from the pain, but that's not what this is for. What you're looking for is meaning in life, not meaning of life. That's a metaphysical question. Most niggas ain't looking for metaphysical shit. They're looking for something to help them in their day-to-day life. And that's self-help. I mean, you can figure that shit out from over here, but it ain't what it's for. That's the whole thing. Occult meaning why blacks are black and whites are whites. Yep, you listen to the wrong person, you be saying some Donnie shit, bro. Yeah, we got to get out. But if you're not the physical body, what the hell is getting out? And what are we escaping from? Instagram gurus. See, they just repeat that. Because this is what I was telling them. Like, bro, if this place is a prison, if you're trapped here, what the fuck kind of weak thing must you be? Niggas are quick to talk about how powerful you are, but you're trapped by a piece of meat the size of a grape? Infinite cosmic power! A little grape stop you from being that. A little grape, a little piece of meat. That's it. A hot dog is more threatening than that. But stop. You're not trapped. You don't understand. See, Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz could have always gone home. Why didn't she? She did not understand the nature of her predicament or how she was continuing to agree to it. That is the same issue niggas is having. You do not understand the nature of your predicament because you mix and match jurisdictions and you're not coherent in what you say. It's just whatever feels the best. Y'all niggas don't get it because you know. But no, you're wrong. Because if you don't know, then you don't know. You're wrong, nigga. You don't know the nature of your predicament or how you're continuing to agree to it. How are you framing reality? It's not a new thing you gotta go do. It's not a new thing you gotta go unlock. You need to be looking at what you're doing now, what you've been doing. How did that work? What have you been creating this whole time? It's wonderful to go and say, hey, I'm gonna go create all these new deities and we're gonna get to work. Okay, cool. You now know that you could do that. What were you creating when you didn't know you could do it? And what effect is it having on you now? Nah, I don't need none of that, man. I got this new thing. You see, the fact that you could do it is something you learned. But that don't mean you ain't been doing it for a while. And if you've been doing it for a while and don't know you've been doing it, what the fuck you been making? Some shit that's gonna keep you like Donnie? I'm telling you, you have to think about your thinking. This is going back and seeing what you built. Because if you don't know what you built or how you're still connected to it, how you're still agreeing to it, that's what's going to keep you physical world shit. Keep you coming back life after life after life. Because the body's gone. Okay, nigga, what is you? What you mean, what is you? I'm everything and all of them. No. You can't relate to that. You know why you can relate to your physical life so much? It's because there's detail and context to grasp. The idea of everything all in one... You can't grasp that. You can say it. It's easy to say. You can say it, but you can't grasp it. So you can grasp the idea of yourself as Homo sapien, as human. You can grasp that. Why? You got a narrative it's nested in. There's a narrative. See, that's what it means for something to be creation or created. You know, it's got the beginning, middle, and end. The threefold pattern. That's the basis of a narrative. Okay? You're caught up in a narrative of your physical body, trying to get back on the larger narrative. See, I'm going to get into it, bro. I'm going to get into it. Today, what we're talking about is meaning. What does it mean for something to mean? Think about your thinking. Anybody who says they're a metaphysician and don't debate or don't think about their thinking ain't a metaphysician. They're a new spooky preacher. No, man, don't question me. You just gotta go within. Boy, what that means? Shut the fuck up. That's your boy now, man. I don't know a nigga like that. Must be one of Donnie's homies. All right, let's go.
Well, and that's actually the fate of most facts, and this is related to this problem in psychology. It's always struck me in relationship to the social sciences is that our method of movement forward is incremental fact gathering. But the problem with that is that there's an infinite number of facts,
yes,
and most of them are irrelevant. And so without these unifying theories,
exactly,
then you can't integrate across the facts in any coherent manner, and you just get the endless generation of, well, valid in some sense, but pointless facts.
Right, and that goes to the point we were talking about with Fristen's work.
Yeah.
Let's run that back real quick, guys. Most people's idea of forward progress is collecting facts. Collecting bits of information. I'm gonna go here and get some information. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna here. And before you know it, they put together this ridiculous homunculus of an idea claiming that this to be the truth. That's some Gnostic ass shit for you, man. Y'all niggas is weak. I'm saying, you go out here, you're just collecting information. You don't even necessarily know what to collect. You go what resonates with you, what feels good, what you intuit. Okay, cool, wonderful. But there's the problem. There are an infinite number of facts. There are an infinite number of the bits of information. Most irrelevant. How do you figure it out? Let me guess, whatever feels good. No. See, you need an underlying framework, an epistemology and ontology that are coherent, because that's something you can build on. That's something that's going to be generative. And John right here, he's about to talk about something real quick. As I wanted to put this out first, because I want to be able to reference it after I go to the next thing. John here, he's going to talk about equivocation, okay? One of the biggest equivocations I think exists is niggas talking about 666 equals carbon. No. 666 is the name of the beast. 666 is the name of the beast. Its name is its mark. You got the beast, the mark, and the name. The beast, the mark, and the name. See, niggas don't even know where these things come from. It is not carbon. Anyways, it's called equivocation, but John will explain it here in just a second.
But generating those frameworks that bring all the things together, and you're getting a generative model rather than just a feature list of facts.
Right.
And then, but you also, like I said, you get triviality. You also get the reverse. If I have very little trustworthiness, but the promise of a lot of elegance, that's when we think of something as far-fetched. Like if you just believe that the British monarchy are lizard peoples from space, look at all the things I can explain. And so you get that, you can get far-fetchedness.
Right.
And if you actually pay attention, and
that's where the conspiracy theories in some sense make themselves manifest.
That's exactly right.
Except when they're true.
Right. And then you can also equivocate. You can do Mott and Bailey and a lot of things where you seem to be doing this, but you're actually equivocating. Like adipity, love is a four-letter word. Okay, on the graphic side, that is highly convergent, but it's absolutely trivial. Who cares? But then you think that they're not talking about the grapheme, right? You think they're talking about the concept of love, so you equivocate, and then you think something important is being said about this phenomena that ramifies for your whole life. So you've got convergence to a triviality that then equivocates to something that's profound, that would promise, but there's nothing being said when you say love is a four-letter. Like, how could
666 equals carbon. 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, 6 protons. Clearly, that's what they were talking about. Now, first of all, we already know. You've reduced this to Western science. That's not breaking it down. That's making it mundane. So first and foremost, that's the real reason that 666 ain't carbon. Because you've just made it mundane again. But niggas don't know how to do anything else because they think they know something different, but there's no criteria. Nigga, I was creating negative egregores. Of course. And they're only negative in the sense of what is you at the time when you're doing it? What is you in general? Okay, like I was talking to somebody else about the shadow shit, man. Like niggas will invoke the shadow, like they just jump from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, picking this and that and that and that, and saying they got it. It's so fallacious. It's so incorrect. And I can't tell you that niggas are gonna stop doing it, but if you actually out here looking to figure out how this shit work, bro, I'm telling you, go ahead, fuck around and find out. Be a Donnie ass nigga. Think, nah, man, fuck this nigga Aries. I'm gonna go do what I want to do. Watch. Go ahead. Spend the next 5 years of yourself fucking with this motherfucker. Then you see the ridiculous shit under their rug. I tell you immediately, I'm a piece of shit. I'm awful. I'm a terrible example of a human being. That's not what this is about. So I don't care. You can remind me. Humanity has fleshed out the whole mythos. And then you got a big humanity mythos at the moment, bro. And it's really fleshed out. You know all the secrets of Dawson. You know all the legends and the apocrypha of Dawson. All that shit allows you to grasp the idea of Dawson. See, if you're going to grasp an idea, when I say grasp, what do I mean? Just like when I was talking about sight and ocular and appearance. When I say sight, you think it means this? That nigga Chief, why not? Dumb as hell. These niggas ridiculous. So if you can see it with your senses, it's physical. Okay, cool. If you can see it with your senses, if you can take it up with your senses, it's physical. So when you see an apple in your mind, what sense are you using? When you taste it and smell it, what sense are you using? Chill out, bro. If you're using a sense at all, it's not the same as these senses, as physical senses. See, what he did was equivocate form with physical, and that's not the case. What he did was equivocate form with physical, and that's not the case. Okay? Your physical senses are your physical senses. Yeah, you may have senses on the densities. I won't even tell you don't, because you do. Okay? But just because you can perceive or sense it doesn't make it physical. Period. Like it's a stupid equivocation. Okay? Once again, the same things, the same machinery that allows us to solve complex problems is what will bound you, is what will confound you. And if you don't know how to check it, which most niggas don't, you don't check it, you just say check. You don't check yourself, you just say check. That's the new thing, boy. Get out of here, man. If you don't check it, if you don't check the structure of your underlying theory, all the different pieces of information you get are irrelevant. Because the theory is what makes the information relevant. It's coherence. You need your epistemology and your ontology. You can't just jump to teleology because there's a presumption in teleology that you already understand the playing field. It's not to say teleology is wrong. I think I have a video here. I'm going to talk about that shit today. But you're making too many presumptions. See, motherfuckers don't get what it means to break this shit all the way the fuck down. Because they only break it down to some shit where they're comfortable. That's the nihilistic narcissism. Because all this shit is about what you think you are. And because what you think you are is your personality and you playing like it's not, your personality and your body, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to walk in circles being more impressed that you're doing something that a dead nigga ain't doing. Dead niggas ain't come to do the work. So if you're measuring how good you are based on what dead niggas are doing, you off. You wrong. You wrong. Bro, if I sit here, I'm a nigga who fix cars and I compare myself to how good I am based on a bitch who don't do nothing with cars, fuck I look like. Then a real nigga come along, be sad, crying, want to run away when you say, nah, nigga, I'm better at you than the shit. It's real. Whatever though, fuck Aries. Let me get to another video, man. Fucking carbon shit. Now, look, I don't want you to look and just think, hey man, fuck this white man. You know what this nigga know? This nigga ain't doing no occult shit. He's not. You're right. He's not. It's not about occultism. This is the philosophy stuff. This is the philosophy. I will bring it back to you for the occultism. But you need the basics of philosophy. You need some basics about thinking about your thinking. Otherwise, whatever you thought can't just be the new thing. You have no bearings in the world of thought, aside from making up what you want to make up. There's structure, there's form to how thought manifests itself, how it interacts with itself. But see, motherfuckers just think, I mean, it's just physical. No. Anyways, let me continue, okay? Because for a lot of people, what's happened is you left your old religions and cultures. Hold on, let me close this down a little bit. All right. This is why the nihilistic, narcissistic nihilism is coming from, okay? Many people in this day and age have been abandoning their old cultures and religions, okay? Especially, more specifically, the religions, all right? And, you know, it's not an argument as to whether or not you should or shouldn't do that, okay? But this is the effect of that, okay? Because most of them don't understand the utility of religion. We're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. Like I said, I'm trying to get into it today. And so they leave their old cultures and religions, and there's a gap in their existence. There's a gap in their life that thing filled. And you just say, no, I didn't believe none of that. No, I was lying. I always knew. Okay, all that can be true. All that can be true. I'm not trying to tell you that's not true. I'm trying to tell you you still missed a few things. I'm trying to tell you there are some consistent after effects for this. And this is what I want you to do. I want y'all to watch this and see where you can relate to some of these feelings, okay? See where you can relate to some of these ideas. He's going to talk to you real quick about his experience with leaving Christianity, okay? Because motherfuckers think you can just say Jesus ain't real and that's the end of it. It's not. There's so much more you got to get out of there that you don't realize you've been agreeing to. The nature of your predicament and how you're continuing to agree to it. I keep saying it, though. All right, here we go. Open up, bro. I didn't click it.
In your mind, has there been difficult times in your life where you really struggled?
Yes. So when I left fundamentalist Christianity, and for a while I was just sort of a hard-bitten atheist. The problem with leaving the belief structure was that I didn't deal with all the non-propositional things that had gotten into me. All the procedures and habits and all the perspectives and all the identities and the trauma associated with that. So, you know, I required therapy, it required years of meditation and Tai Chi, and I'm still wrestling with it. But for the first 4 or 5 years, I described it like this. It was I called it the black burning. I felt like there was a blackness that was on fire inside of me, precisely because the religion had left a taste for the transcendent in my mouth, but it had the food it had given me, food in square quotes, had soured in my stomach and made me nauseous. And the juxtaposition of those seemed like an irresolvable problem for me. That was a very, very dark time for me.
Did it feel lonely?
When it was very bad, it felt extremely lonely and deeply alienating. The universe seemed absurd, and there was also existential anxiety. I talk about these things for a reason. I don't just talk about them as things I'm pointing to. I'm talking about them as seeing in myself and in people I care, you know, having undergone them, and how they can bring you close to, you know, self-destructive. I started engaging in kinds of self-destructive behavior.
So the meaning crisis to you is not just the thing you look outside and see many people struggling. You yourself are struggling.
Well, but that's in fact the narrative. Is I struggled with it, thinking it was a purely personal, idiosyncratic thing. I started learning the Cog Psi. I started doing the Tai Chi and the meditation. I started doing all this, right, Socratic philosophy. And when I started to talk about these pieces, I saw my students' eyes light up. And I realized, oh wait, maybe this isn't just something I'm going through. And talking to them and then doing the research and expanding it out, it's like, oh, many people in a shared fashion and also in an individual lonely fashion are going through meaning crisis.
Cast a Spell says, all religions are a contract. Just because you don't believe in the contract doesn't nullify the ignorance. Not so much don't believe, but you're ignorant of the contract. You're ignorant of the contract. You're ignorant of the implications of the contract. All right. Just like he said, when he came out of Christianity, you know, it was easy to say I don't believe in Jesus anymore, but he missed the non-propositional parts, he missed the procedural parts, he missed the traumatic parts, and he missed the identities that were associated with it. I see. There are different types of knowing. See, motherfuckers say I know this shit when I know all this spiritual shit. What kind of knowing do you mean? Tell niggas to get into epistemology and ontology. What do you mean there's other kind of knowings, bro? I just know, I know. That's your boy. That's Donnie. That's what Donnie would say. Now we're juggling ones and zeros. I don't know what you're juggling, bro. Donnie, put that stuff down. Donnie, put that stuff down and go sit down, bro. Donnie, put that down and go sit. Y'all always doing some extra stuff, Donnie. Go put it down and do what I told you to do. What do you mean, man? Y'all killing me. Anyways, yeah, he's talking about his experience of the gap that was left in him when his metaphysical presuppositions were subverted. When the things that he used to frame reality were subverted. See, he didn't just go into, well, I'm just going to create anything and everything because everybody's right about everything. No, that's stupid. That's dumb. I'm talking to you niggas. You out here Donnieing. Chill out. That's dumb. That's not what you do. He actually went through, and I can tell, bro, I've done the same thing. This is what I'm saying. Because when I realized, hey, I'm very wrong about this, I hated being very wrong about it. And I wanted to know how I was wrong. I didn't even want to know what the right thing was yet. I wanted to know how the fuck could I have been that nigga just 5 seconds ago? That wrong motherfucker. Now, okay, I get something that I was wrong about. Cool, that's wonderful. Maybe I can even be correct one day. But I wasn't even concerned about being correct at that moment. I was so pissed about how wrong I was. I needed to figure out what made me wrong. Like what in the framing of the person I was before I knew these new things. What about that nigga kept him wrong? Kept him consistently wrong. See, that's so much more important than what's the right answer. What the fuck you gonna do with the right answer? Go look for the next thing and then go down the same motherfucking path. Don't know how it is you end up wrong when you wrong. Because if you don't do that, how do you even know what the fuck it means to be right? You're just out here feeling good with a bunch of niggas in your room. Whoever say the next good thing in the room, oh, check, go, great job. Just spiritual circle jerking. You niggas are ridiculous. And I get it. Look, religion left a hole in you. When you left, there are parts of your reality that were shifted. And if you don't know what function they served, you cannot tell me it had no effect. It did. It did. This is why niggas are so dumb. You sit here acting like you're an occultist, but you're still framing your reality based on Christianity. Oh, there's 72 angels and 72 demons in the pineal gland. But Jesus ain't real. I ain't a Christian. Bro, you could have said anything. And see, it's not about the angels or demons. It's about the 72 times 2. But see, you want to, it's angels and demons. It's really a masculine and the feminine in your pineal gland. I swear, y'all niggas worship that piece of meat. You worship it. You want to talk religion. See, religion ain't just organized spirity. Oh, shit. I get up and smoke every day. You gotta brush your teeth, you gotta take a shower every day. That is religious. And I do it religiously. That's religious. You cannot escape doing things religiously. You cannot escape doing things religiously. You will not escape the effect of your religions and cultures having been stripped from you. You will not escape that effect. This is the effect of it is this wide-scale nihilistic narcissism where people don't know how meaning works, what anything means. That's part of the reason you'll go into self-destruction consistently is because you're trying to find the edge of what matters anymore. And so a lot of people will get into metaphysics because they think this is going to give them the answer of what matters in life. And I'm telling you, a lot of y'all niggas, you don't even really need, you ain't even looking for me, bro. As much as I love just take your money and tell you whatever, bro, you ain't even looking for me. You're looking for meaning in life. You're looking for something for your day-to-day life. And bro, this is more it than anything you think metaphysical. You ain't gonna get metaphysics until you get some of this basic shit. And what you're really looking for is the basic shit. But you gotta admit you a basic ass nigga. You gotta admit you a Donnie ass nigga out here, bro. You can't just be in here like, oh, look at me, I'm not a Donnie. Like, bro, chill out, bro. You kind of a Donnie nigga. Like, yeah. All right, let me get to the next one. I want to jump into knowing? I think I want to jump into the types of knowing real quick, okay? What it means to know something. There's detail to this shit, man. This is important.
A bunch of stories, a bunch of myths, a bunch of narratives.
Yeah, but I don't think
that are drenched in like deep lessons about morality and all those kinds of things. What's the functional thing there that can't be replaced without a religious text, by a non-religious text?
this is, for me, the golden question. So thank you.
Do you have an answer?
Yeah, I have. I think I have a significant answer. I don't think it's complete, but I think it's important. And this is to step before the Cartesian revolution and think about many different kinds of knowing. And this is now something that is prominent within what's called 4E cognitive science, the kind of cognitive science I practice. And there's a lot of converging evidence for, okay, these different ways of knowing.
All right. If it was lost on you at all, not only is this man a philosopher, he's a cognitive scientist. So he actually studied brain. So you niggas who are in love with the brain, your pineal gland, your 12 cranial nerves. Okay, cool. You niggas who are in love with the brain, this stuff reflects in the brain. Okay. 4 types of knowing. You motherfuckers. God damn it. Because the types of knowing have form, have shape, have a texture to them. Motherfuckers. Ugh. If something is physical, it is made of particulate matter. If I have a physical apple on the table, it is going to be made of cells, atoms. It's going to have to have come from a tree that came from a whole line of trees. Period. Why? Because it is physical. It is the appearance of a thing. It is not an apple, it's cells. It's not cells, it's atoms. It's not atoms, it's subatomic particles. It's not even subatomic particles, it's the byproduct of a whole line of trees. It's not a thing, it's the appearance of a thing. That's something that's physical. If you have an apple in your mind, you don't need atoms, cells, seeds, or trees. You don't need a whole forest. You don't need any of that. Because it's not physical. Yeah, it has form, but it's not manifest. Niggas don't get the details of the shit they say. They just say what they want to say and make it feel good. Whatever. All right, we're about to go through the 4 types of knowing. When you think about these 4 types of knowing, not only keep in mind what he's talking about, because like when he said he came out of religion, and well, no, I'll mention that in a second. Here, let me let him talk. Okay.
There's propositional knowing. This is what we are most familiar with. In fact, it's almost has a tyrannical status, right? So this is knowing that something is the case, like that cats are mammals, and it's stored in semantic memory. And we have tests of coherence and correspondence and conviction, right?
We have tests of coherence, correspondence, and conviction. These are the things that are going to they're like the pins on a tent that you pop up and put in the woods. Those anchor pins. These are like the anchors. These are what's going to pin that down and say, okay, now I know this. These are some of the prerequisites for considering that you know something, okay? What do I say? Knowledge is based on belief, bro. All knowledge you have is based on a set of beliefs somewhere. And now, whether or not you are ignorant of your own presuppositions, your metaphysical presuppositions, that's ignorance of the law is no excuse. So no one but you cares, all right? Something has to be coherent. All right, I say that a lot. Coherent. It has to be coherent. Correspondence. There's a similarity or a connection to something else. All right. Let me continue. Because I've said this stuff before. Your knowledge is based on a set of beliefs. You know, people want to say, "Oh, I just know. I don't believe anything." What they're conflating belief with is blind faith. That's what they're conflating that with. I just know I don't believe anything. And anyone who says that, I guarantee you, they're all blind faith. There's no way you can know without belief. Period.
There's procedural knowing. This is knowing how to do something. This is skills are not theories. They're not beliefs. They're not true or false. They engage the world or they don't. And they are stored in a different kind of memory, procedural memory. Semantic memory can be damaged without any damage to procedural memory. That's why, you have the prototypical story of somebody suffering Alzheimer's and they're losing all kinds of facts, but they can still sit down and play the piano flawlessly. Same kind of argument.
All right, just in case you haven't been following and not paying attention, or you lost it. So far, there's only two types of knowing he's mentioned. The first is propositional knowing, which has semantic memory. These are the statements you know how to say. Okay, it's really the 33 vertebrae in your neck, and that's what Christ did. He rose to the 33rd vertebrae and became the Kundalini energy and rose to the heavens. Okay, look, you know the thing that you're supposed to say. That's semantic, that's propositional knowledge. And like you said, it's somewhat tyrannical now because that's almost the only type of knowledge people understand. They engage with the other types, which we're going to talk about here, but the only one they understand for themselves as knowledge is propositional knowledge. And that means it has to be in some type of semantic form. But there's so much other knowledge, okay? So when I'm going to go through the types of knowledge, and then I'm going to talk about what niggas do. All right. The other type of knowledge you just mentioned was procedural knowledge. Okay. How to tie a shoe, how to ride a bike. Those aren't things you know because you know them semantically. You know them procedurally. Like some people, you could tie a shoe, but if I asked you to explain it to me semantically with a proposition, you wouldn't know how to, or you have to struggle a little bit. There are so many different things we know because we know the procedure. Okay, that's a different type of knowing than knowing because you know a semantic proposition. Okay, two types of knowing already. Let's continue.
There's perspectival knowing. This is knowing what it's like to be you here now in this situation, in this state of mind, the whole field of your salience landscaping, what it's like to be you here now. And you have a specific kind of memory around that, episodic memory. And you have a different sense, you have a different criterion of realness. So you can get this by, my friend Dan Chiappia and I, we studied the scientists moving the rovers around, or you can take a look at people who are doing VR. People talk about, they want to really be in the game. That makes it real. They don't mean verisimilitude.
Verisimilitude doesn't mean what makes a video game or an experience real isn't simply that it looks real. It's how you can fit yourself to it. Okay, so it's not the verisimilitude, the realness of the appearance. It's how well you can fit yourself to it. Like you can watch a cartoon and be equally as drawn in and fit yourself to it as you can to a movie in the most high definition, realistic graphics. Okay, so it's not about verisimilitude. It's not about it has to look the most real. It has to be engaging in a real way. Okay, continuing. But he's talking about perceptual knowing. All right, the type of knowing that's based on what it's like to be whatever it is you are. Like for example, there are philosophical arguments that state things like we can never know what perceptual existence is like for anything but ourselves. So like if we would have the idea to say, what's it like to be a bat? That's a type of perceptual knowing. All right, and the instances, the proofs you would have if you could prove such a thing would be episodic proofs. Okay, you would be like what's it mean? What's it like to be me? All right. Well, what you would give in examples are episodes of what your experiences. Okay. If I talk about what's it like to be Spider-Man, you give me episodes of his existence. All right. This is perceptual knowing. It's a different type of knowing. Because if you know what it's like to be you, it don't mean you have a semantic thing you can say necessarily that's going to encapsulate that, or you have a procedure that you do, because maybe there's a bunch of procedures that you do that are connected in a different narrative, and that's going to be episodic. So that's a different type of knowing. Once again, we're at 3 right here.
You can get that, right, sense of being in the game with something like Tetris, which doesn't look like the real world, and you can fail to have it in a video game that has a lot of verisimilitude. It's something else. It's about, again, this kind of connectedness that we're talking about.
If I may interrupt, is that connected to the hard problem of consciousness, the subject, the qualia, or is that a different? that kind of knowing, is that different from the quality of consciousness?
I think it has to do with, well, I make a distinction between the adjectival and the adverbial qualia. So I think it has to do with the adverbial qualia much more than with the adjectival. So the adjectival qualia are like the greenness of green and the blueness of blue. The adverbial qualia are the here-ness, the now-ness, the togetherness.
Yeah.
And I think the perspectival knowing has a lot to do with the adverbial qualia.
Adjectival qualia and adverbial qualia. I'm learning so many new things today. Okay, so that's another way of knowing.
Right, the perspective, and then there's a deeper one.
There you go.
And this is a philosophical point, and I don't want to, we can go through the argument, right? But you don't have to know that you know in order to know, because if you start doing that, you get an infinite regress. There has to be kinds of knowing that doesn't mean you know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay, great. Okay, good. Well, there was a lot of ink spilled over a 40-year period. So
By philosophers, they spill. This is what they do. They spill ink.
yeah, but
They
I want to
get
talk
paid for ink spillage.
So I want to talk about what I call participatory knowing. This is the idea that you and the world are co-participating in things, and such that real affordances exist between you. So both me and this environment are shaped by gravity, so the affordance of walking becomes available to me. Both me and a lot of this environment are shaped by my biology, and so affordances for that are here. Look at this cup. Shared physics, shared sort of biological factors. Look at my hand, I'm bipedal.
Yep.
Also, culture is shaping me and shaping this. I had to learn how to use that and treat it as a cup.
Yeah.
So this is an agent-arena relationship, right? There's identities being created in your agency, identities being created in the world as an arena, so you and the world fit together. You know when that's missing, when you're really lonely, or you're homesick, or you're suffering culture shock. So this is participatory knowing, and it comes with a sense of belonging.
At every level. So the ability to walk is a kind of knowing.
Yes.
That there's a dance between the physics that enables this process, and just participating in the process is the act of knowing.
Right. And there's a really weird form of memory you have for this kind of knowing.
I'm gonna pause here before we get into the memory of it. Participatory knowing. This is the last type of knowing. This is the I would say the most foundational, the most fundamental. Because you learn how to do things by participating. You know, like when you first learn to tie a shoe, when you first get it a couple times, you may not know the procedure completely, but you know the participation. You know what it means to do it. Where'd I put that picture? Do I have one up for pictures here? You know I do. I say, no, I don't. What the fuck is wrong with me? Damn. Here, this is what I do. I can just add it in there because I'm a real nigga. I want to show you this image because I want to talk about these different types of knowing real quick, because I think it's pertinent. It's pertinent. Okay. Damn, why did they make this so difficult for me? Why did you go all the way over there? I'm sorry. My bad. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds here. Not 2 actual seconds, Donnie. I think this is the one I'm looking for. Yes. There we go. Oh, that shit is huge, my nigga. Shit is huge. Here, let me... Yeah, bro, I'm tripping. Do you see that shit? When I'm making images, I like to make them on a large canvas so that any little details I need to fuck with, I don't have a problem fucking with them. Okay? Alright, I want to talk about these types of knowing real quick. Here, I'm going to go back to this way. So that's not going to close my thing. Oh, no, I didn't put the fucking image on this side, did I? God damn it. You see how much it takes to run one of these things, your goddamn self? I should have a team of niggas, bro. A team of niggas. Paste a reference. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Let's make it a little bit smaller. All right. 4 types of knowing. 4 types of knowing. Okay. like I was saying before, most people are enamored with semantic knowing, okay, propositional knowing, where they can give you a sentence that they say, and once they say this, they've broken it down, and it shows that they know. No. Right? And then a lot of times, look, because it's not even that sometimes people don't know what to say, which is part of the reason they repeat other people, but they know the procedure. They know the thing they're supposed to say. You know, they know what the culture of being in, let's say, the conscious community is. They know what it's like you're supposed to do. You know, get your crystal. You know, make sure you have dreadlocks. You know, make sure you have dreadlocks because it's spiritual. And hair is antennas and bzzz, whatever the fuck. I'm niggas. Anyways, they know the procedure. They know what you're supposed to do. Okay, but they may not know how to say it. They know what it is, or they've actually gone in, they've experienced a few of these things, but because they don't have the semantic or procedural knowledge on how any of this stuff works, they mislabel it. Like sometimes people will be in church and they'll have a profound experience, but all they got for the semantic level, the propositional level of it, is Jesus. That's all that's in their pocket, and so that's what they have to put on there. And that's what niggas will do. They get the new procedure of the spooky things they're supposed to say. They may not know the exact thing that they're actually talking about, but they've had an experience. They've had an experience. And it's the most profound thing. Hey man, I had a dream and I was at Panic's house. What does that mean? They had an experience. They had an experience, but they don't know it on all these levels. See, this is what I'm talking about. You want to be able to know this on all the different levels, okay? You know, sometimes you say you know something and you may only know 1 or 2 levels, or maybe it's just 1 level. But you have to, it's your responsibility to know how your own knowing works. Please get into epistemology. Please. How do we know what we know? You niggas say I'm into metaphysics, but you don't have to read the book. That nigga really put his chest out. Asked about, have you read the book of Enoch? But he ain't read it. That shit blew my fucking mind. I don't need to read the book, bro. I'm all these books. These books are within me. That shit. It's what niggas say when they don't know what to say. When they have no answer and they haven't done any research. All this is within me. Okay, within you what? What is you again? It's in your body. It's in your physical body. Okay, there you go. Yeah. It's in my spirit. What you mean it's in your spirit? Well, my Kundalini electric matrix, hold on, you mixing jurisdictions again. See, you can know that you know something and not know how you know it. You can know something and not know how you know it. Because you're getting your levels of analysis mixed up. When I say there are levels of analysis, there are levels to different shit, bruh. There's levels to thinking and thought. There's levels to feelings. This shit ain't just, I hate when niggas say I feel some kind of way. That shit, how can you not even be bothered to figure out how you feel as a grown adult, bruh? Anyways, there's a last type of memory on this 4th type of knowing. I don't have to read this information. It's inside my DNA. Hell yeah. Right? And then they'll pull out whatever book they want to use. But if you ask them about a book you say they should have read, no, it's all in me. I don't need none of this. But you just needed that other book. You needed the book with the spooky title, right? That's just boring then, man. That's just boring then. The worst thing is that you have that mystical experience and frame it poorly. Exactly. You know, you get so caught up in how excited and how good it feels to have had it. You just got to be able to tell somebody, so you frame it in any kind of way. And especially if you start telling that story over and over again, that framing you gave it embeds it in yourself. It's a deep agreement. The devil is in the details, bro. I'm not telling you don't make agreements. I'm telling you check your own fine print. What you mean? I know what I know. No, you don't. No, you don't. Louis, good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the show. All right, so I'm going to let him tell you about the last type of memory, okay? Kill that. Let's go. Bro, why are you not playing? What are you doing? Quit playing with me.
It's called yourself.
What? Can you elaborate?
Well,
what do you
so we talked about how all the different other kinds of knowing had specific kinds of memory. Semantic memory for propositional, procedural,
Yes.
right? Episodic for perspectival. what's the kind of memory that is the coordinated storehouse of all of your agent arena relationships, all the roles you can take, all the identities you can assume, all the identities you can assign?
What's the self? Do you mean like consciousness, or
No,
like
I mean your sense of self.
sense of self in this world? That's not consciousness. That's like an agency or something.
Right, it's an agent arena relationship.
And so in an agent arena relationship, it's the sense of the agent.
And that the agent belongs in that arena.
Whatever the agent is, whatever the arena is, because there's probably a bunch of
Yes.
different framings of how you experience that.
Yeah, and you do. You have within your identity as a self, you have all kinds of roles that are somehow contributing to that identity, but are not equivalent to that identity.
Yourself, the idea of what you call yourself is a type of memory. There's a lot in there besides what's the thing you present yourself as the top card on the deck. And so, look, when you leave something like Christianity, what you considered, some of the realm of the things that you know are based in identities. Like he said it himself. When he left Christianity, he didn't deal with his non-propositional memory. The things that he could say he could say something different, but the parts of his knowing that were non-propositional, that were below. Hold on, if I go over here, no, that's a different diagram. Well, this is Asian atmosphere. Hold on, let me go back to the other diagram I want to use. I'm gonna talk about that one in a second. Here we go. Boom. His non-propositional shit. He didn't deal with his non-propositional shit. Okay. It's easy to deal with the propositional shit sometimes. You're like, Jesus ain't real. Really, it's all about your body. Say the new thing. Say the new thing, it's easy to do. Okay, Prime, what's going on, man? Better late than never, sir. So yeah, he didn't deal with his non-propositional stuff, which is all three below that, okay? He didn't deal with his procedures, the habits, the religious things you do in life that you don't realize are connected to that, because you never check the utility of the religion. Okay, the perspectival things, the episodic trauma of going through religion. A lot of people just say, hey, Jesus was wrong, Jesus was bad, I'm gone, I'm out of here, I don't do that no more. But haven't dealt with the trauma of it. School is another thing I be telling. This is why niggas have trouble learning, because they don't deal with their school trauma. There's so much, like, trauma don't have to be this devastating thing. Like, trauma is a natural part of existence. And people treat that shit like it's something you're not supposed to have, and the ultimate human has no trauma. Get the fuck out of here. It's just dumb as hell. That sounds like some shit Donnie would say. Look, he had to deal with the traumas. He had to deal with the identities of himself that were fitted to that old religion. And so if you don't go down through, and it took him years, if you don't go down through and deal with those different levels of knowledge that you have, that you don't examine, you're going to reuse them. That's why niggas get out here into the spirituality shit, and they do the same thing they did in religion. And see, they love to think I'm not talking about you. Oh, he getting on them niggas, bro. He getting on them, bro. I can't wait till them other niggas hear this. No, I'm talking about you. You didn't read the book when you was in it, so you don't read the books now. Fuck you mean? You didn't know none of that stuff. You heard it. You were told it and you believed it. That's why you were mad when you got out of Christianity. And you're doing the same shit now. You're just saying something that somebody else has said and that you believe and calling it knowledge. You don't even have any grasp of knowledge. You don't have no grasp of metaphysics. You like to hear the word when somebody's talking about whatever they're talking about. You don't know what that shit is. But you're satisfied with that. And that's the problem. That's the problem. You're satisfied with your own ignorance and inadequacy. Your mediocrity has become your master level. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all niggas gotta grow the fuck up. Dawson said a seed has to be cracked in order to sprout. Yep. The trauma is necessary. Trauma is necessary. Ain't no tree you see out there ain't go through it. It's part of the process. Some of our biological processes are necessitate a certain type of trauma. Like your muscles building. They got to break down first, don't they? They got to fill with that fucking acid and shit. I don't think it's lactic acid. It's some kind of acid. Anyway, you work out, your muscles, they break down. There's overproduction of a particular kind of acid, and then they rebuild. It's trauma. It's necessary. It's necessary. There's so much trauma that's necessary. But, people get this idea in their head. Well, I want to have a completely joyful and happy life, and I'm doing all the spiritual stuff, and it's going to mean I end up with a happy life. No, nigga. Especially not if you're fucking with this dark shit. This is not about getting a good, happy human life. Go ahead and get ready to die in that gutter, broke and alone, with your dick on World Star, and niggas and the bitches see. I don't care if niggas see, the bitches see. That's going to be you. Accept it. It's possible. Come on, don't just chase the joy without the suffering. Because then you don't really know joy. You know what you like about joy, and that's just all about you again. Nihilistic narcissism. Yep, definitely talking about me. Break up that. Hey, man, get in the boot camp, bro. Get in the boot camp. No, society just be playing with me, man. He be like, I'm going to do it, bro. I'm going to do it. Whatever, bro. Look, get in the boot camp, for real. I can give you the basics. Because we can get some of that bullshit off. See, now look, I've had people go to boot camp and then go right back to doing that same bullshit. Hey, I can't force you to not do it. You can't force you to not do it. But this is what I advise. And even if you don't fuck with my boot camp, even if you don't fuck with me, when you think you know something, bro, especially when it feel good, you better try and slay that shit. It's so easy to agree with what you want to know, what you want to think. It's so easy. It's so easy to say, that don't make sense when you don't understand. There's a difference. There's a difference. I had to call another guy I used to maybe talking to with like, look. I asked him a question based on some shit he just said. And he's telling me, my question is confusing. Like, is it confusing or are you confused by the question? Because see, the idea that the question is confusing leaves you pristine. Oh, that question needs to be changed. It's confusing. As opposed to, well, I'm confused. I talked to a bunch of people, and they'd be like, look, I ain't want to look dumb. Well, now you look dumb by trying not to look dumb. Deal with the fact that you're dumb. No, go learn, go figure it out, and then you're not dumb no more. You be delivered. I ain't dumb no more. I like facts. Facts, 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 facts. Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I was watching it in my head. You weren't invited. My apologies. I don't want the bitches to see. Hell no, bro. Shit get real when the bitches see. See, that's how you know. That's how you know. If you doing it in front of the bitches, if you doing what you're doing just so that the bitches can see, so somebody will give you validation, kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Self-knowledge, but I want to show it off. That's not, y'all niggas is funny, man. Y'all niggas is funny. And look, self-deification. This is what I specialize in. This is what I talk about. Participatory knowing, all right? I give you the diagrams for the self at large, the self in context. Here, I'm going to go back to the picture I just had up. Because I want to talk about this Asian atmosphere relationship. Well, John Vervaeke says Asian arena. I had Asian atmosphere, but it's the same dynamic, okay? We were talking to this nigga the other day about soul, spirit, and body, right? And these niggas, because they don't know the difference between physical and non-physical, and they just put it wherever they feel comfortable, their shit can't be coherent, okay? Asian and arena. Primordial and the soul. Now, the only reason I left the inside of that primordial white, like the whiteness of the medium itself, is because they're likened to the same. But I made it so that the color, it can have colors like everybody else does, okay? The Asian arena at that density is soul. The Asian arena at the next density is spirit, and the Asian arena is body. Like, what does it mean to have a self? This is why the one thing that's all things ain't self. It's the foundation to build something is like that, but it's not self. To have a self, there has to be an Asian and an arena. I prefer to say Asian atmosphere because I come from the geometrical dimensionality look at it, but an Asian and an atmosphere, an Asian and an arena. Otherwise, there's no self. There isn't. You need that at the very least, which is why I give you the picture of reality at large, which is the primordial, the non-physical, and the physical, and reality in context, which is soul, spirit, and body. But that's just two. That's just two. If I gave you two, there's a third one. If I gave you two, there's a third one. It's the self in participation. That's the self-deification framework. All right, that shows you the participatory aspect, how you fit yourself to reality with this, because that's what niggas are looking for. How to fit yourself to reality. That's what's missing. That's where you're going everywhere searching, because you just can't seem to fit into the world that you live in. Something just always seems off. It just seems like no one really gets me. I don't fit in. It's lonely, alienating. You feel like you're the black sheep, but no one even gives you credit for being a black sheep. Bruh, your issue is what your religion did. It gave you your metaphysical presuppositions. And because you don't have them, you don't even know you don't have them no more. You don't even know that's what you're looking for. You're going to go through all kind of shit. Agreeing on all kind of bullshit. Because you don't even know what you're looking for. You're so set on telling yourself, nah, I ain't lose nothing when I left Christianity. Fuck you, nigga. Dark side, nigga. I'm above debating, nigga. See, y'all niggas be tripping, man. Panic be telling y'all he wasn't even Christian. I don't know why niggas trying to follow Panic like he was a Christian too. Nah, I'm telling you niggas, bruh. It's more to this. The devil's in the details. You skip over all the subtlety to get you so ready to feel good about not being a dead nigga no more, and that don't make no fucking sense. What is meaning? What does it mean for something to mean? So I decided to stop at knowing first, so we have a little bit of idea what the fuck we're talking about, what the fuck that Asian arena means, and how that shapes and or defines what a self is. All right, and you have plenty of different types of fucking self that you've identified and created, agreed with. Excuse me, not to say identified, but agreed with and created. There's plenty of them. I know a good example I have for myself is when I speak Spanish, I'm a different person. I didn't realize until I was good at doing it, but when I speak Spanish, I'm a different person. There's a different self I become when I do that in order to think in Spanish properly. Bruh, there's so much under the surface, but niggas is always looking for, what's this new thing I gotta do? Okay, Aries, what you said was cool. What do I need to go do now? What's the next step? Where do I go? Oh no, I threw my letter back. No. What's the next thing? What's the next place I gotta go? What's the next thing I gotta do, Aries? No. Sit your motherfucking ass down. That's not a new thing you gotta go do. It's you have to check how you thinking. Because remember, you the thing that's everything. You always been. There was never a case where you couldn't be. But you really lived your life believing you weren't. Knowing you weren't. Not just believing, knowing. You have whole sets of knowledge in you that you've agreed to, that you've established, that you're now saying aren't real. But you don't even want to go back and look at how you came to those conclusions. You got to. You got to. You can't just say I'm the new thing if really, all the context you got is for the old thing you've been. Motherfuckers is just saying a new thing, bro. What does it mean for me? Meaning, okay? Because this is the result of people losing their metaphysical presuppositions, okay? There's a crisis in meaning. Because you cannot fit yourself to reality at large, you don't know what reality and context means. You don't know what anything means. This is what your religions did for you. They told you what reality at large was, what the self is, and how those two are connected. That's what you are looking for. What reality at large is, what the self is, and how the two are connected. Period. That's the functionality of religion, okay? And when you don't have those things, it results in a crisis of meaning. More especially if we've just killed God completely. You know, because they were talking about this in another video I was watching. There's a subtle conflict between Darwinian evolution and Newtonian physics. Because Newtonian physics, it doesn't have that. It's mechanical. There's no ghost in the machine. Whereas when you're dealing with evolutionary biology, like we're part of it. We're like the fact that we can have the experiences we're having isn't just a mechanistic process. There's plenty of work that's showing motherfuckers that what's in the brain, the physical meat of the brain, isn't what causes consciousness. It doesn't. It may be able to modulate it, I guess, sometimes, or color it, but it's not what generates it. Anyways, let's continue. Because the crisis in meaning is what comes up. This is what causes y'all to be nihilistic narcissists, where the only thing you care about is yourself because nothing really has any meaning. But then you don't even examine what the self is aside from saying it's everything. But that would have been equivalent to a roach. or a dust particle or some piss you pissed in the toilet. So you didn't treat that as divine and, oh, it's all, no, you pissed it away. You pissed it, you flushed it. You know that thing you spit outside yesterday? Divine. Divine. But you don't give a fuck about it. So don't try and make it, oh, this is divine, that's why I really care. No. No. You gotta be real with why you care about what you care about, what you're religious about. Fuck out of here. Nigga said he didn't read the book. They want to have something to say about it. And then this was crazy. Nigga, he was like, well, my girl read the whole book. My goddess read the whole book. My goddess read the book. How you gonna get some clout off of somebody else reading your book? So your homie read the book, so you good? My homie rich, so I'm rich. That's your boy in there, bro. That gotta be a nigga Donnie fuck with, man. That gotta be a nigga Donnie fuck with. Did you go into meditation to get your answers, Corp? Answers to what? Nah. I mean, if it's answers to some shit about me, yeah. If it's some answers to some shit about me and why I do what the fuck I do, yeah. Most certainly. But look, the answers, I don't necessarily go to get answers. You can go to get clarity on things, change to be able to see it differently. But even then, it's not even about bringing it back to the physical and like, okay, that's how you can use it, but that's not what it's for. It's for not needing the physical anymore, being able to let this shit go. You don't let it go by awakening your kundalini anal oil in your spine, and then your DNA glows, and the Anunnaki show up from the ice wall. Fuck out of here. It's not the magnetosphere. It's not the magnetosphere. It's not the magnetosphere. God, niggas are so mundane. Mundane and refuse to debate. Look, and this is what I'm doing. I forgot to mention it. I'm setting up a format for debating. It actually came from a suggestion that Jordan Peterson had about having conversations. I'm going to apply it to debating. Anyways, let me continue with meaning. Because I'm going to talk about that shit one of these days. I'm telling you. The age of reason untethered us from the heavens. We oversimplified and attach it to humanity. Yes. The idea we have of humanity is a result of that. Man and God were thought to be equivalents. Not equals necessarily, but equivalents. All right? Like the Council of Nicaea. I said this the last time. The Council of Nicaea, the argument was, the Arian controversy was, is Christ the creature or is he God? Is he the created or is he God? You know, like motherfuckers, this isn't just, oh, they did all this to try and get you and control you no. Bro, you don't need to control motherfuckers. They will control themselves. If you control the premises of their thinking, they'll control themselves. It's about your premises of thinking. What is you? It's not, oh, they trying to program you with the television and movies so they can show you the chakra color and that's breaking it down. No, it's not. No, it's not. Human is the lie. Every single one of them is human. There you go. There you go. They trying to tell you with the symbolism and... No. Oh my God, no. It's so dumb. Ugh. See, if you're shaping your metaphysical presuppositions to there's some they out there, bro, you fucked up. You fucked up. What was I going to next? I apologize. Yeah, look at this from John real quick. Look at this from John. And I want you to get a little bit of an idea of the kind of work he does. Because like I said, even though I would love to take your money, I think a lot of you are not looking for what I have. You're not interested in metaphysics. You ain't interested in metaphysics. You're not interested in the meaning of life. You're interested in finding meaning in your life. Why? Because you don't know what has meaning anymore. It's very simple. Why do you not know what has meaning anymore? Because you don't have any metaphysical presuppositions, or if you do, you have not examined them. You just presume that they must be wonderful, they must be great, because everything I think is ultimately right. Nihilistic narcissism. Nihilism because you trip the meaning out of everything else, and narcissism because you're the only place where you won't examine it. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Oh my God. Oh, disgusted. Open up.
You have an excellent 50-part lecture series online on the meaning crisis. And I think you describe in the modern times an increase in depression, loneliness, cynicism, and, wait for it, bullshit. The term used technically by Harry Frankfurt and adopted by you. So let me ask, what is meaning? What are we looking for when we engage in the search for meaning?
So when I'm talking about meaning, I'm talking about what's called meaning in life, not the meaning of life. That's some sort of metaphysical claim. Meaning in life are those factors that make people rate their lives as more meaningful, worth living, worth the suffering that they have to endure. And when you study that, what you see is it's a sense of connectedness. Connectedness to yourself, to other people, to the world, and a particular kind of connectedness. You want to be connected to things that have a value and an existence independent of your egocentric sort of preferences and concerns. This is why, for example, having a child is considered very meaningful, because you're connecting to something that's going to have a life and a value independent of you. Now, the question that comes up for me, well, there's two questions. One is, why is that at risk right now? And then secondly, and I think you have to answer the second question first, which is, well, yeah, but why is meaning so important? Why is this sense of connectedness so important to human beings? Why, when it is lacking, do they typically fall into depression, potentially mental illness, addiction, self-destructive behavior? And so the first answer I give you is, well, it's that sense of connectedness. And people often express it metaphorically. They want to be connected to something larger than themselves. They want to matter. They don't mean it literally. I mean, if I chained you to a mountain, you wouldn't thereby say, oh, now my life is so fulfilling, right? So what they're trying to convey, they're using this metaphor to try and say, they want to be connected. They want to be connected to something real. They want to make a difference and matter to it. And one way of asking them, well, what's meaningful is, tell me what you would like to continue to exist even if you weren't around anymore. And how are you connected to it, and how do you matter to it?
I think that is a pertinent question. Thinking about, if there was no you, what would you want to continue to exist? I'm not saying you have to do it, and that's now the answer to something. It's to start to gain your bearings on what the fuck matters to you. All right? That's why you have to really break down self. If you strip the meaning out of everything else, you got to put that much more pressure on figuring out what the fuck self is. I would really say, stop stripping the meaning out of things. Stop taking whatever you want and just saying, well, this is what it means. Well, this is what it means because I feel it and intuit it, and I went within. You strip the meaning out of it and just use it as a badge for whatever ridiculous shit you come up with. The Bible is not an anatomy book. Oh my God, that really hurts. That hurts me to hear it. RYX Dax Gamer. Oh, okay. RYX Dax Gamer channel. Where can I find the boot camp? Boot camp, just go to occultcornerstore.com. Here, I can even show y'all because I'm like that. Let me see. I can, that's my lecture board, window capture. I'm going to grab that one. Boom. There's the website right there, occultcornerstore.com. I tell y'all, go visit it. Please do. Here, let me zoom in. No, I'm not going to zoom in. Boot camp is right here on the left. Reboot camp. Boom. You click that. Takes you to the website. You can just hit this right here. Enroll now. If you'd like to read a little bit, figure out what the fuck going on, there's plenty there, Enjoy it. But yeah, you hit enroll now. Boom. Takes you right to the next one that's coming up. Class starts on June 1st. Real simple. Real simple. Yeah, I'm planning on having one every month for the next few months. To give motherfuckers an opportunity who haven't done it to get in there, because pretty soon I'm going to start the self-deification stuff, and I'm only going to be working with people who've done the boot camp. That way we can pick up where we left off. Because I can't just take in new people, because you motherfuckers come in so filthy, bro, covered in all this ridiculous bullshit. and claiming that you advanced. Like, that shit be killing me. Oh. Ah! My apologies. So yeah, that's boot camp. Sign the fuck up, y'all. Where's the video I was doing? Here. Okay, this is back to what I was on. Okay. Now we gotta get through this meaning stuff today, guys. Here, let me minimize that. Okay. Now there's two other sets of video I want to get into today. This next one, I want to dive more into the meaning crisis. This crisis in meaning, because you're experiencing this as well, and the effects of it are the same things he was telling you about when he left Christianity. You know, the lonely, alienated feeling where the world seems absurd, it just doesn't seem to make sense, and you don't fit into it, you don't know how you're connected to it, but you know you got to experience it, you got to go through it, so fuck it, why not, right? That's the nihilism. It's the result of not having meaning-making apparatuses in your psyche right now, because you've got rid of your metaphysical presuppositions. You know, the stuff that we usually use to make meaning, you ignore it now. Or you conflate whatever you want to mean anything. You know, you've got to get in touch with how your thinking works. It's not about what's the new thing I need to think, Aries. What's the new thing I need to say? Do I need to say I'm the ego? Is that the new thing to say, Aries? No, fuck you. I hate you niggas. I hate you. It's not a new thing you need to do. What the fuck you been doing already? How the fuck you get to where you at? Because if you don't know how the fuck you got to where you at or where you're at, where the fuck you going don't matter. Here, let's get into it, man. 'Cause I'm a dick.
What is the nature of the meaning crisis in modern times? What's its origin? What's its explanation?
Well, remember what I said, what I argued, that the very processes that make us adaptively intelligent subject us to perennial problems of self-deception, self-destruction, creating bullshit for ourselves, for other people, all of that. And that can cause, anxiety, existential anxiety. It can cause despair. It can cause a sense of absurdity. These are perennial problems. And across cultures and across historical periods, human beings have come up with ecologies of practices. There's no one practice, there's no panacea practice. They've come up with ecologies of practices for ameliorating that self-deception and enhancing that fittedness, that connectedness that's at the core of meaning in life. That's prototypically what we call wisdom. And here's how I can show you one clear instance of the meaning crisis. It's a wisdom famine. I do this regularly with my students. In the classroom, I'll say, where do you go for information? They hold up their phone. Where do you go for knowledge? They're a little bit slower, and probably because they're in my class, they'll say, well, science, the university. And I'll say, where do you go for wisdom? There's a silence. Wisdom isn't optional. That's why it is perennial, cross-cultural, cross-historical, because of the perennial problems. But we do not have homes for ecologies of practices that fit into our scientific, technological worldview so that they are considered legitimate. The fastest growing demographic group are the nuns, N-O-N-E-S's. They have no religious allegiance, but they are not primarily atheistic. They
Wait a second.
most frequently describe...
I just noticed the video's not playing on here. Why is it playing on there? You can hear it, which bothers the fuck out of me. Oh, it's because this one's still open. That's why, and it's set on the wrong thing. And you can still hear the desktop audio too. That's fucking ridiculous. Yo, who is that in the chat? Hold on, I'm gonna check out real quick here in a second. Court Singh, good to see you in the chat, man. Welcome to the show. What up, boy? All right.
Themselves with this very... This has become almost... Everybody now describes, I'm spiritual but not religious.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me catch up where we at, right? Okay. The meaning crisis can be described as a famine of wisdom. Okay, everybody has information and they say they spit knowledge. Nobody's got wisdom or even knows what it is. Okay. That's what your houses of religions used to be. They used to be an ecology of practices, a set of practices, a collection of practices that work together. Okay, that we use to not only get rid of our own self-deception, which is very natural, because the same processes we use to solve complex problems are the same ones that will cause us to be self-deceptive. As a thing is bound, so it is unbound. Okay, so these ecologies of practices, which we had as our spiritualities, this was the part of the point of it, so that people could have access to wisdom, even though that wasn't their whole life work. Somebody in the priesthood or a shaman or something like that, that was their whole life work, to be able to stand there at the door for available wisdom for them. But it was a whole different work for him. Anyways, and so we're in a famine of wisdom, and without it, you have no idea what's relevant, what should be relevant, how things can be relevant. If you can't determine what's relevant, it's hard to determine meanings. The two of them are going to go hand in hand there. Oh, Society Ejects knows court scene. I don't know. What's up though? El Diablo hit me with the fire, man. Is it hot? Is it fire, man? Look, hey, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Look, where was I at? And see, this is the result of it. Everybody says this shit. Everybody says this shit. I'm spiritual, but not religious. What do they mean? I had the meme too. I don't know where I put the meme. You know, little Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear says something, and it zooms out. You see a whole shelf of the motherfucker saying that shit. Yeah, motherfuckers say that shit as if it's some new amazing thing, as if they know what the pieces are, what they're dealing with, and how it's different. See, what these people like this, all they've done, and I know this because I've been this person. Once again, when I say this shit, I know this. I know all these things because I've been this person. I've taken the road niggas is talking about they want to take. Most of you niggas ain't looking for the meaning of life. You're looking for meaning in life. And you don't know how to do it anymore because your metaphysical presuppositions have been subverted. That is the result of that. And so you'll say things like, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. Which is a lie. Because, of course it's a lie. It's ignorance. This is the result of ignorance, guys. And ignorance is no excuse of the law, man. Hell yeah, you gotta run this back, bro. Courseland, you gotta run this shit back a couple times. I'm telling you, because that's how I like to pack it full of shit so that you can get in there and get that shit. Alright? You digging through the shit. Hey man, here's a gym. What do you think there be some shit in the gym in this shit? Bro, that's what I do. That's what I do. I talk shit. This is the shit storm. Welcome to the show. So yeah. This concept of I'm spiritual but not religious is a result of the meaning crisis. Is a result of being untethered from the heavens. You don't like the constraints of religion, but you like what you want to be able to do with spirituality. And see, the constraints that were in religion are part of the system. What you're looking at is a system. And you cannot build your own system from the ground up with no knowledge of how these systems work. All you think is, oh, they're really telling you about the body and they're trying to control niggas. No. You missed it. You missed it. You only went surface deep. Deep is how you felt about it. And you didn't check the utility of this shit. You just threw the baby out with the bathwater. And so you don't know what you're talking about. And you can't come to terms with the fact that you don't know what you're talking about because you niggas is too busy trying to do fucking telekinesis. So dumb. I don't even care if it's real. It ain't spiritual. At all. It's just it's back to focusing your attention on the mundane. I gotta practice my telekinesis every day. No, you dumbasses. Fucking figure out what the fuck you is. Meaning. What does it mean for something to mean something? Let me guess, it's just some easy shit you can just glaze over because really it don't really matter. How you know what's relevant now? What's the metric you use to determine what's relevant? I was talking to one nigga I was telling you I was talking about earlier. Bruh, this nigga had the audacity to say, he can do this shit on his own because of the type of discernment he has. And I said, okay, the type of discernment you have. So what's your metric on that? How did you determine what type of discernment you had? And this man, he went all off on the metric idea. Like, what do you mean by metric? Bruh, anything you use to measure. Because if you can say you have a type of discernment, a type, A means there's more than one. A means there's more than one, as opposed to the, which is singular. A type of discernment. Okay, so what are the different types? And how did you determine that's the one you have? And I got talking to them, and ultimately, all the types are the same. It's just the difference in spectrum and grade. And the way that something that is determined is that they have that type is that's what they say. So it's basically whatever you believe is the truth, which is stupid. Which is stupid. Like this nigga fucking occult, soul occultist, whatever the fuck this dumbass nigga shit is. All of it's being projected by my brain. Where the line at then? You see, look, because this is the thing. This is the thing. Let's say that's right. Let's say that's right. You got my brain and your brain standing next to each other. What's the line between what we project? We're projecting the same thing, right? Oh, it's the exact same thing. Whatever's in me is in you, is in me, is in you. Now me and you don't mean nothing no more. See, these words have meaning. And if you just throw them around so that you can make your ridiculous bullshit work, which it don't, it's just ad hoc, because you're adding something on every time to try and to mask the fact that there's no coherence in the system itself. Fuck out of here. You just pull a new spiritual world and pull another one and pull another one and mix and match the jurisdictions of everything. How the fuck you mixing chakras with the zodiac? And let's look, chakras and the zodiac, two different jurisdictions. Where do they meet? Where do they meet? On the metaphysics. On the metaphysics. I'm not talking about some place out there. I'm talking about the underlying framework. The underlying ontology and etymology used by both. And I told you about occult metaphysics, the qualities of quantities, and the Trinity and shit, right, bro? These things have their own qualities. You can't just say it's three and then go over it like you know. You don't. Motherfuckers are impressed that they're not Christians no more. Whatever the fuck.
Which means they are trying to find a way of reducing the bullshit and enhancing the connectedness, but they don't want to turn to any of the legacy established religions by and large.
And bullshit. Don't let me forget bullshit. Because it's a real thing. Motherfuckers out here saying occult gibberish and occult poetry, and y'all niggas is taking it as if this nigga just gave you a lecture. Fuck that shit, bro. Y'all niggas are dumb. Ugh. If you get yourself on the right vibration, your kundalini will activate the DNA that's latent in your epigenetic melanin. And so you don't realize that you got DNA in your melanin that's connected to the cosmos, because melanin is all throughout the cosmos. Say anything. Just gibberish. It's gibberish. My fellow Americans, when I was young, I dreamed of being a baseball. But now that I'm a man, I must do manly things. We must move forward, not backwards. Upward, not downwards. Twirling into the future of freedom. It's gibberish. It's gibberish. It's not facts, bruh. It's not facts. It's just poetry. And then they do, if you know, you know. It's performative. It's fluff. And if you I know you the nigga I'm talking about, so just stop wasting your time. Don't even waste time lying to me about it. Fuck out of here, man. Occult poetry. Hey, yo, get them finger snaps, nigga. That's what you need to do to them niggas. You can get better lecture off of ChatGPT. Oh my God. Look, you really don't. Look, most of these niggas, they're just repeating what they've heard. So yeah, you can get that shit off of ChatGPT, bro. Niggas just repeating what somebody else said. They don't have explanations for this shit. This is what they do. This is what a nigga do when they can't explain what they're saying. Why you think Barney the dinosaur is purple and not green? See, it's right there. They're trying to show you. Think what? That's not making a point. That's not making a point. Oh my God, I hate when niggas do that. Or they'll try and frame the reality with what ifs. So what if, let's just say, what if your melanin is connected to your DNA? Well then, really, the epigenetics of your kundalini is all over the place. I'm just saying, man. So you start with a what if that's completely ridiculous. So that as long as I believe that, you can explain whatever else you want to me. Like he was saying, like, look, if I can just get you to believe that the royal family are reptiles, I can explain everything to you. Western science. It used to be over 40 years ago, if I can just get you to believe that everything that exists came out of a poof of nothing, I can explain everything else. We talked about it before. What are theories? Fundamentals are part of theories, but what does it mean for something to be real or true? Those are purely philosophical questions. Metaphysics is philosophy. Niggas who saying I'm above debating and they don't know that metaphysics is a philosophy, they're not talking metaphysics. Period. Period, bro. Much appreciated. No problem, man. Hey, bro, this is what I do. This is what I do. I'm here for. You know where to find me, man.
If you ask 5 centuries ago, where do you look for wisdom? I mean, I suppose people would be more inclined to answer, well, the Bible or a religious type.
Okay, so this is the tricky thing we're in.
Yeah.
It does matter if you're in one, but it doesn't matter sort of the propositional creeds of that. There's something else at work. If you'll allow me this, there's a functionality to religion that we lost when we rejected all the propositional dogma. But there's a functionality there that we don't know how to recreate.
Yeah, what is that? Can you try to speak to that? What is that functionality? What is that? Why is that so useful?
The functionality of religion. I'm telling you, bro, there's a method to the madness. Niggas, see, that's what I'm saying. Niggas ain't deal with their trauma, and so they don't want to deal with the fact that they was traumatized, that it hurt, that they're still mad, and so they make it about everything else. Nah, it's not really that I'm mad and I'm hurt. It's this other stuff. Jesus ain't real. They stole it from us. This is my ancestors. Dumbasses. I've never heard anyone use epigenetics and Kundalini in one sentence until now. Impressive. Hey, man, look, man, motherfucker gonna eat that up. Epigenetic Kundalini. Oh, shit. Epigenetic Kundalini of my neuromelanin cosmic. What was the last word? Vibration. There we go. You know, I hate niggas talking about you gotta raise your vibration. What's vibrating? What's the thing that's vibrating that you gotta raise? After you told me you're not your body, what's the thing that's vibrating you gotta raise? Something in your body, right? Dumbasses. Stupid as fuck. You can ignore the email I sent on boot camp. I'm most certainly not going to ignore it. I'm going to examine it very thoroughly and then judge you for it. No, man. Yeah, man. Y'all check out the boot camp, please. Like, for real. Because I guarantee you, whatever you learn in your fucking Kundalini class ain't even close. Ain't even close. Niggas are not talking about this stuff. All niggas are telling you is how to be more motivated in your physical life. Even if they do it with a little spooky tinge, like Ronald Noon and them niggas, they give you a spooky tinge for your humanity. That's what most niggas are gonna do. Or they're telling you how to fulfill your wishes. Here, do this to manifest what you want. And so they've reduced all of this information to motivation and wish fulfillment. And that is not what this is for. Sure, you can do them. Wow, boo, big boop. But that's why most niggas only get that far. And they don't even get that far in it. Because now they're impressed with themselves. They're not doing what a dead nigga does. But really, nigga, you're dead nigga light. You're a dead nigga light. I'm not a dead nigga. Yeah, you dead nigga light. Whatever. It's stupid. Now motherfuckers really out here putting a spooky tinge on their humanity. I'm telling you, that fucking vampire lay in a graveyard dumb. Man, slap the shit out this. Man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Niggas talking about the Sith and want to make a whole academy. Niggas don't understand who Bane was. Fuck around and find out, though. Fuck around and find out. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. My rant there, right? All right. I got one other video I want to go through here. And I want to get into the concept of category, okay? And the reason I want to go there real quick is maybe it was the first or second episode. I showed a clip of Dr. Tommy Curry talking about intersectionality and gender theory. And he made a comment to the effect of, you have to examine what constitutes the category. Okay? You have to examine what constitutes the category that you're invoking. For his example, he was talking about race and gender in social sciences, I guess you'd say. But for me, what constitutes the category you're talking about? Like, I love physical and non-physical. I think it's very simple. Niggas really don't get it, and they don't examine what constitutes the category. How did you come to that? What the fuck is a category to begin with? What does it mean for something to mean something? Fuck, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna vibrate till I receive a spiritual seizure. All right, hey man, get that meat bag vibrating while you tell me it's not you. Head ass niggas, bro. That's just crazy. Hippie Sean, good to see you in the chat, man. What is that? Is that bubble gum? Man, you be having like the most real emojis. Get the hell out of here, man. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway, let me get this next thing. What was I talking about? What constitutes the category? There we go. And see, it's all about thinking about your thinking. What have you been agreeing to, and how is that shaping what you is? Because what your idea of what you is a type of memory. And it's intimately connected with your capacity to know in a participatory sense. It could all be so simple. He got pink poop. Yo, this nigga got pink. I thought that was like sherbet or ice cream or something. Man brought the pink poop to the shitstorm. There we go. There we go. See, we got some niggas out here who get it. What you talking about? All right, here we go. Let me hit you with this. Why they open up a whole new thing? I'll be changing the music up a little bit right now. Oh, y'all gotta excuse whatever the fuck Jordan Peterson is wearing. I don't know who dressed him for this, but I know there was some women who looked at that and like, oh my God, this is cute. Jordan, you have to wear it. No. Well, I don't know what that thing got going on. But I mean, he rocking it though. He doing his damn thing, man. It's raining poop. Hallelujah. Get your umbrella with the holes out, ladies and gentlemen. We go with this. We do this all day. Well, most of the day. Your Monday morning, mostly.
Yes.
So I wanted to explain to everybody who's listening a little bit more about this idea of entropy, just so that it can be made more understandable. So imagine that you're driving to work, and you're in your car, and your car isn't bothering you. You're not attending to your car, apart from the fact that you have to drive it. And the reason that you're not attending to your car is because it's performing its proper function as a car in relationship to your goal, which means that it is moving you down the road reliably. Now, imagine what happens in your imagination when your car stops. Let's say it stops on a busy highway. Now, what's happened is the path length to your destination and to also other multiple potential destinations has now become indeterminately large. So, and then imagine that the search space opens up. And so like now you're off to the side of the road with your car. Well, your first set of problems is your whole day is now messed up. How are you going to get to work, right? So you have to compute a whole variety of potential pathways in the world just in relationship to your day. And then, well, you have the broader problem of the fact that your car is now no longer a car. It's a useless chunk of metal that you're trapped in a dangerous situation. And you have no idea how to fix it, and maybe you have no idea where to take it. And so the collapse of the simplicity of your car as an affordance in relationship to a proximal goal has exposed you to entropy, and entropy is the multiplication of the problems that now beset you. And category collapse does that.
When the categories you have that you use to frame reality don't work anymore, you're faced with entropy. All right, you're not. This is the thing, because you're always faced with entropy. Even when you're in that car and it's doing what it's supposed to do, you're faced with that infinite number of chaotic possible potentials. Okay, you're always faced with that consuming entropy. But you frame the world in a way to where you don't have to focus on it. Okay, your car is your car while it's functioning. But as soon as it's not, it's now a hunk of metal that's taking up my day. Okay, your table is a table until it's trash, like that. But this is the thing. What constitutes the category? Where did you draw the line? What made it that to begin with? It's how you frame reality, not just simply how you frame reality, how the thing you're looking at fits itself to you. See, we like to think that we see objects in the world, but we do not see objects in the world. We see function. We see fittedness. Okay, we see procedures of the world. The things we see reflect back to us how we think we're supposed to fit to them. Like, for instance, you go into a classroom, all the chairs are facing in one direction. You sit in the chair in one direction. You don't even have to, no one has to tell you, hey, the class is going to sit in these chairs and they're going to face this way. The room tells you that. Why? Not based on words. Not based on words, based on the fact that when we see things, we see function and fittedness. We see how it connects to us. Agent and arena. Is entropy like death? Entropy is like death in a looming sense. All right, there's the possibility or the potential for death that's always sitting there. And it becomes more apparent when you have issues of, when I guess your categories in your walls start to break down. All right, when the walls around the village of your idea of what things are starts to break down, entropy seeps in. Because entropy was always there, but you can scale it off. I guess you can keep it at bay with how you frame things, how you frame reality. Because like I said, it's in an instant, her car went from being a car to a hunk of useless metal that's potentially dangerous at this point. You know, it wasn't you didn't frame it as that when you're using it and it's working and it's doing what you need it to do. As soon as it's not, it's something else, and that brings into question what was it ever to begin with, and how did you get to that conclusion? Thinking about your thinking. How does what you think work? How are you thinking? Not what you're thinking, but how you're thinking.
And so, if you understand this, if you understand that your perception of car is dependent on the maintenance of its function in relationship to a goal, you start to understand something very fundamental about categories themselves, because everything you see in the world has this nature. It's a unity of form, which is something that the empiricists can concentrate on, but it's a unity of form in relationship to a goal, and that's built right into the perception of the so-called object itself. And so your object perception is constraining entropy by organizing the world into categories that are functionally relevant to goals that you maintain either explicitly or, even more importantly, implicitly. And category collapse produces this increase in entropy. Now, you feel positive emotion when you see yourself moving towards a valued goal, and you feel negative emotion when some uncertainty with relationship to that goal has manifested itself, or when you encounter, say, a determinate obstacle that you have to walk around. And so that's part of the way that, to go back to an earlier section of this discussion, that you can relate emotion to both cognition and categorization. So this issue of entropy reduction is crucially important because it's at the basis of categorization itself.
What constitutes the category? What does it say? What's that, Dawson? Does entropy like that? Well, that shit sounds like chaos. Yes, chaos is order unrecognized. Order is chaos unrecognized. When you think of either of them, do not separate them. Just like you wouldn't separate above from below. Okay? What constitutes the category? Because you won't tell me, any of these niggas is out here spitting information like they teaching. They won't tell me that they're not using categories, because you're using categories. What constitutes the category? What is a category? How do we come to determine that? Because as you can see, the categories we use to frame our reality shape our perception of it. Your perception of it. Like you can look at a tree stump in the woods and think a place to sit. There's no four legs. There's no fancy cushion. You can't pick it up and put it next to a table. What makes it something you can sit on? What makes it similar to a chair? You know, like, okay, what's something else? This lighter, right? What puts it in the same category or similar category to matches as opposed to the kitchen stove, maybe, or stone and flint, or a vacuum cleaner? Is it the list of, is it the particles they're made of? Is it the configuration of the particles? No. It's the category. It's how we do category. And category isn't simply a list of features, which is what they're talking about here. Category is more than a list of features. It's intimately connected into how you frame the thing based on how its function for you and a goal that you have. You frame things based on their function for us and in relationship to the goals that we have. Okay? Well, let them continue. Because, once again, these motherfuckers think about this shit for life. Like, y'all motherfuckers ain't even started thinking about your thinking, but you're talking about, you want to ask a question about the ultimate realities of the universe as if you got the audacity, as if you even have the capacity to understand a question like that. Fuck out of here. You gotta get to thinking about your fucking thinking, man.
Now, the reason I'd asked Friston about categories as micro-narratives is because I was very curious. I'm very curious, and this is probably more relevant to your work on spirituality. So, one of the things you point out in the recent lecture you did for Ralston College is that even the perception of a given object is dependent on some sense of oneness.
Yes.
And so Piaget was very interested in this. It's like, well, why is this one thing?
Yes.
Right? Because it's not there, Now it's two things.
And things don't have to be physically contiguous to be one thing.
Right. Right. And so the question is, what constitutes the oneness of the thing, given that it's fractionable in an infinite number of ways?
Yeah.
And so, and then another question that emerges out of that is, what makes two cell phones in the same category? Okay, so let me run a hypothesis by you and tell me what you think about that.
Okay.
So I think that things are one. First of all, they're one if you can use them for a specific purpose with a specific sequence of actions in relationship to a given goal. But they're interspersible, so they're the same, if you can replace them functionally in the same pattern of operations with no transformation of the path.
Yeah.
So they're the same because they're functionally equivalent in relationship to a goal, not because they share a set of features.
Because they're functionally equivalent in the pursuit of a goal, as opposed to they share a list of features. Okay? A category is not a list of features. All right? What's going to make things in similar categories is their similar usage in terms of how they fit to the self and in terms of goals that you have set up. Okay? I was listening to this dude. What was he saying? Because this goes directly into what I mean by oneness, or what you perceive. Like, is this a table? No, it's wood cells. Is it wood cells? No, it's carbon atoms. Is it carbon atoms? No, it's subatomic particles. Is it subatomic particles? No, it's a piece of the planet. Like, what is a thing? What is a thing, and what makes it one thing? What makes that one thing in a category with other things if this thing is so singular as it is? There are plenty of parts of our reality and how we frame it that we glaze over as if they're obvious or can be taken for granted, and we do take them for granted. But that's not reading the fine print of your agreements. And so you end up agreeing to your own bullshit, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy never left Kansas. She could have left any time, but she did not know the nature of her predicament or how she was continuing to agree to it. What I'm talking to you about is not only the nature of your agreement, but how you continue to agree to it. Not the nature of your predicament, but how you continue to agree to it, okay? The idea of a category is not a list of features. One way they were talking about describing it is as a micro-narrative. What did I tell you a narrative is? Past, present, and future. Period. A threefold pattern. That's why I say it's mind. You can't make a narrative with two parts or one part. There's no narrative. There's no self with just one part or two parts or no part. You need at least three. 3 is the magic number. Fuck out of here. I hate you niggas. You need at least 3. That's why 3 is mine. That's why the threefold pattern is mine. You want it to be human thinking and rumination. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's mundane and it's dumb. What constitutes the category? What do you mean when you say this is its own thing? Because y'all niggas will talk about all these different metaphysical ontological structures, You know, there's a soul, there's a spot, there's a spirit, there's an astral body, there's an etherical body, there's a mental body. You can talk about all this shit. What constitutes the category? Where are you drawing the lines? And how did you come to the conclusion? Well, so-and-so said it in the book. Fuck you. Well, if the fact that the nigga said it in the book is so important, go back to the Bible. Go back to the Bible. That's the most important. That's the book too, right? What constitutes the category? What makes what relevant? And when you break it down, especially these niggas out here telling you shit, only thing that's relevant is what they feel. Because as soon as you question it, hey man, really it's whatever you feel. And if it doesn't resonate with you, you can just go somewhere else. Shut the fuck up. You wrong. And I'm going to sit right here and tell you wrong. That's what resonate with me. Fuck you talking about. That's what resonate with me. Sitting here and telling you wrong. Well, you should be doing. Don't tell you what the fuck I should be doing. I'm going to tell you what you should be doing too. Now we in the same boat. Fuck you mean. What constitutes the category? How do you know what you say you know? And how does what you say exist connect to anything else that exists? Epistemology and ontology. Come on, bro. These niggas, man. That's your boy in them. I don't know a nigga like that. That's your boy in them. That nigga must roll with Donnie.
So anything that's swappable is the same.
Yeah.
But that is dependent on a
And because niggas will switch and swap deities and concepts from all kind of pantheons and mix the jurisdiction. Because they don't look at what constitutes the category. List the features. Oh, these must be the same. I'm smart. I know what this is. How do you guys not get this? Really, it's so obvious. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're very wrong. You're very wrong. What constitutes the category? How did you come to that? Not saying because you have a category you're wrong. That's not what's being said. The nature of category is not a list of features. The way you niggas switch and swap all these different things is bullshit. It's literal bullshit. You switch and swap, mix and match because you don't know any underlying framework. And you refuse to agree if there's one outside of yourself. But what is yourself? Either you say it's everything or you tell me it doesn't matter. And that's semantics. Because yourself is your body and your personality because you have nothing else. You can say you have something else. It's easy to do. But see, whatever that something else is, you don't know it as well as you know body and personality. And that's why you ain't gonna let that shit go. You have no context. Everything you say you are has no context to it. Which is why you can't identify with it. It's easy to say I'm a chaos being when you have no context for what that means. It's just semantic. It's propositional. Look, there's gonna be plenty of niggas that fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke, man. Triggering niggas. I'm the trigger nigga. Fuck you mean? I'm the triggered nigga, bro.
teleology. It's necessarily dependent on a teleology.
Wait, hold on.
On a teleology. So anything that's swappable is the same.
Yeah.
But that is dependent on a teleology. It's necessarily dependent on a teleology.
There we go. Part of the presumption you niggas are making when you're swapping gods the way you want to without any concept of what constitutes the categories you're swapping. It's a prerequisite of that is a teleology. Meaning you have to already know. That's the thing. Motherfuckers think they already know, so they just put things anywhere. They have their own made-up teleology about how everything is supposed to work. You're really supposed to come down here and wake yourself up with your Kundalini unlocking. And once you do that, you shine light and everybody else see your light and we rise through the magnetosphere onto the other side of the ice wall. Through the firmament, bruh. See, niggas don't even really understand the firmament. God, I hate you niggas. Teleology. Teleology is the philosophy and interpretation of natural phenomenon as exhibiting purpose or design. Natural design. What's it called? Intelligent design. There we go. It's intelligent design. It's a philosophical framework of intelligent design. And not even that. I think to say intelligent design is to be a little bit facetious. It's more so that things have a purpose in and of themselves. Like the purpose is part of their essential nature. But the thing about teleology is you have to there's a presumption that you have any idea of how the atmosphere of that stuff works to be able to predict what the whole system is. So there's a bit of a presumption you have to have in teleology. So you niggas are just switching and swapping deities. You don't know what constitutes the category. All you're going to say is somebody told you, or it resonates. It resonates. Hate you niggas. Fuck out of here. I gotta look that shit up. Look, I'm using a butter knife as a sword or a spoon as a shovel. Yeah. But it's only because you gotta look into shovels, bro. That's what I'm saying. You gotta look into shovels. Because all this shit all be so simple. It's the age of information. Your issue is your ignorance. And it's your thing you're agreeing to. Every time you'd rather watch 10 reels as opposed to look up the answer to a question you've been asking yourself for 3 weeks. No one's making you do it. It's your own agreement to your ignorance. It's your own agreement to your ignorance. Nah, bro, don't look that shit up later. Look that shit up now. Fuck you mean? Go ahead. What's it gonna take you? 5 more seconds? Oh, I wasted 5 seconds in my ultimate pursuit to do what? Fuck out of here. Niggas always ready to get to the next thing. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a criticism. This is a classical notion of multiple realizability. So I can have the same program, Excel, and I can run it on many different machines. So the actual physical instantiation can be different as long as I'm getting the reliable same generative model. As long as I've got the same formal system running. That's why in fact,
that's a good example of the difference between manifestation, physical manifestation, and form. I can run the program Excel on multiple computers. Running on those multiple computers are physical manifestation, animated by that program, okay? The program itself has form. The program itself has, what would distinguish it from any other program? What distinguishes a circle from a square? Its form. Even if I don't draw it, the concept of what a circle is has a form to it. As in relation to what a concept of something else is. Concept has shape and form. It may not have physical manifestation. Like look, if we talk about freedom, it exists. It don't have a physical manifestation, but it exists. Courage exists. Once again, no physical form, but it exists. We know, we interact with these things. Now, when you take courage and freedom, they both have no physical manifestation, but they have form. They have form. But just the concept themselves have shape to where you can distinguish between them. You can think about, without even saying the word, you can think about courage and you can think about freedom, and they're not the same thought. Why? Because there's form, and it's not physical. It's a I'm not a good person. I'm not a good person, but I'm not going to claim to be. All right. Form exists beyond physical. Form is primordial, dude. Fuck out of here. You can't go. It's the created. It's the created. It's where you have whole realms of archetypes. That is form. They're not physical. There's no particulate matter. There's no need for having been to go from the beginning to end, go through the climax from beginning to the end. They can start in the middle of the story and generate a past and a present. Bro. It could all be so simple. It could all be so simple. What constitutes the category? A category is not a collection of lists and a list of features. What constitutes the category you are using? Not because somebody else said it and you really believe in them. You could have gone back to church for that. The nature of everything is more important than its form. Brock, God of War. Huh? Yeah, the nature of everything talks about what you're looking at. The form is the appearance. The form is the appearance. It's animated by the essence of the nature. But once again, just because it has form doesn't mean it's wrong, it's bad. See, niggas are so hyped to get to this super Buddha thing. Where it's just, I'm enlightened and floating and vibrating. Get the fuck out of here. There's always some new superhuman thing to do to be better than other humans. Shut the fuck up. Get back down here on this low road.
You don't think that there was one pattern, one program here and one program there. Think about it. We think about this abstract entity, a computer program, or even a file. You move it.
Yeah.
And you move like
Yeah.
what space are you moving it through? Like the languages come so readily to us.
Yeah.
But you're doing this thing where you're moving it from one computer to another because of exactly that. Because you say, oh, the generative model here and here, there's no, and this is an important qualification, there's no relevant difference.
Yes.
Between them. Like, for example, this one might run a little bit slower on this computer than here, but if it doesn't impact on how you can use it, right, then
it's the same enough.
yes.
I say it constantly, man. Two things that are similar are not the same. Two things, hence the word similar and not same. For niggas though, oh, it's whatever you want to call it. You know, no. You have no nuance in your explanation, no elegance, no coherence. And so you say whatever because it doesn't really matter. It's all about how you feel, because what is you? It could all be so simple, ladies and gentlemen. It could all be so simple. At what point is your car stop being a car and start being a hunk of dangerous metal? Look, these are kind of questions you need to examine the foundations of what you've built so far and this idea of yourself. Because it's easy to just say, I'm a new thing. But there are layers to your knowledge of the world and yourself that are tied up in that old thing. And so you can't just say, I'm the new thing. You didn't untie the old shit, and the new shit ain't got nothing tied to it. And even if you do tie something to it, it isn't even comparable to the amount of legends and tales and apocrypha you got about your personality and the body. That's why it's so easy to be nice to other people, because you don't know their shit. You know your shit, so you can't be nice to yourself. That's basic human shit, bro. They ain't even no metaphysical stuff. Y'all niggas ain't interested in the metaphysics and the occult. You're not interested in meaning of life. You're interested in meaning in life. You're interested in fixing your shitty human life. Feeling better about yourself. Learning how to reconcile with the fact that you hate yourself, but don't really want to have to look at it. Because if you look at how much you hate yourself, you know exactly how far down that path you're going to go. And you don't want to do it, because really you don't want to be down there, but you actually think the part of yourself that hates you has a point. You don't want to hear the point, but it has a point. And so if you don't fake it. Don't fake it until you make it. Face it. Look it in the face. Acknowledge the point that it has. Here's a reason why you should hate yourself, you piece of shit. Here's why you're mediocre. Here's why you're not good enough. And you know it. And you know it. You don't have to do everything to make yourself different, but do something. A little bit. Because that's more than nothing. It's so much. Most of you niggas just need some self-help, bruh. You're not interested in metaphysics. You're not interested in the occult. You're interested in being the new spooky human. Finding the new spooky fad to reduce all this shit to physical world. The Bible is not an anatomy book. The astrology, the zodiac has nothing to do with constellations. Astrology, yeah, maybe. The zodiac, no. Chakras are not in your body. I don't care if you overlay a map on top of a body and say this is the map of inside the body. You're confusing the map with the territory. You're confusing the map with the territory. I can overlay a map of the drive from my house to my mother's house and put that map on top of a body. I can take a picture of a body and put that map on there. That's what you've done with the chakras. You've confused the map with the territory. The whole physical world is the root chakra. The whole, don't be sitting here, oh, I got a root chakra in me in the center of energy. No, stop. 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 You've missed it. The whole physical world is the root chakra. That's why Baphomet sits on that shit. All of the life that you think you live is part of Malkuth. You've missed completely what it is. You don't get into none of this. This nigga talking about your side is the astral realm. Where do you get astral from? How that come about, huh? Niggas are quick to say the word everybody else is saying. So what you don't realize you're doing is trying to build an ontology and epistemology. This is why niggas' methodologies are fucked. They go straight to give me something practical to do. Give me a methodology. How? What's your theory behind anything? What's your theory behind anything? It's all the same thing. It's all everything, and everybody's right. So what you asking for? If everybody's right and it's all the same thing, do whatever. But see, that's not enough. Because you want it to matter. You want the thing that you do to mean something. That's what makes a difference. I tell you, hey, go put 3 pennies under a tree and put some red Kool-Aid on it and say legba, 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 legba. Okay, something to do. Don't mean nothing to you. You want something to mean something to you. So that's what you're looking for. What does it mean for something to have meaning? And how do I get it back? The Newtonian model of shit, the Newtonian theory of how to frame reality, this is a machine. There's no ghost in the machine. It's all mechanics. It's all particulate matter and force. Particulate matter and force. I don't even care to take the quantum. Well, now we got quantum particles. Quantum melanin. Hate you niggas so much. Quantum melanin. Most of these motherfuckers have missed what this is. And it's part of the reason they won't debate. They won't. Just like the fucking feminists and transgender people. They won't debate none of the shit they're saying, because as soon as you draw a line anywhere, everything they're saying falls apart. As soon as you hold them down to a single definition, the rest of their framework, oh shit. Oh shit. What did it do? I don't know what it did. Anyway, you hold them down to one thing. One thing at all, the whole framework falls apart. Let me check this. Why is that? Why did it be all the way? Oh, I know why did we do that. Okay, look. All right, cool. And that's where I fucked up at. I was the nigga that would listen to that, do it, and get a result, and don't understand why. Yeah. And you see, it'll feel good to do it and see a result, because now you're in what's the level? Where's the level? Where's the image I just had? Where is it at? Let me go back to the types of knowing. Look, I can tell you why that feels good, and I've been there myself. All right? You don't get the proposition. You change your propositional knowing. So you're trying to find that. And then you get into doing the procedure, and it gives you a taste of this perspective. It gives you a taste of that perspective. And so you just go ahead and fill in the last part yourself. You don't change the self nothing. You just change all this stuff. And so the self inevitably will be changed by it. But you don't pay attention to that. Because you said, I already know that stuff. This is stuff I don't get. But look, I'm doing it. I got the results. And then, this is what a nigga do right here, boy. You get one result. You ready to tell niggas on YouTube. You ready to tell niggas on Instagram. Hey guys, this is how you do it, really, really. Here's the secret. It's all for clout, man. And see, look, that's the thing. You get to a point where you don't even understand why, but you don't care why anymore. See, that's the bullshit. See, bullshit isn't a lie. It's not telling you something that's not true. It makes you indifferent to the truth because it's salient, because it feels nice. It gives you a taste of that connectedness that you lost when you got rid of your original metaphysical presuppositions. It gives you a taste of that. And then now you're like, well, I didn't know what I was looking for, but now you finally felt something. You've been hungry for so long, can't even recognize your own hunger, and then you get a taste of something, and it blows your mind. And you're like, this gotta be it. The devil's in the details, bro. There's so much more to this stuff. It's so much nuance and subtlety niggas just skim over because they ready to be the new guy that gets it. They ready to show folks, hey, I get it and you can do this and it's easy, and really here is the secret. And don't follow me. Don't tell me I'm not a preacher. But next time you need some of this information, just come back to me because I tell people this. This is what I do. I'm here to wake people up. Asshole. Asshole. Anybody who says they're here to wake other motherfuckers up is lying. Oh, they're not lying. They're bullshitting. They're not lying. They're bullshitting. Mostly themselves. Because remember, everybody got to save themselves. But you're here to wake people up, huh? They're going to wake up when they want to, how they want to, the way they're supposed to. Everybody don't wake up at the same time in the morning. I had the Bobby Hemmett clip. Show niggas the Bobby Hemmett clip. Show niggas the Bobby Hemmett clip. Hold on. Where my Bobby Hemmett clip at? Where my Bobby Hemmett clip at? Where my Bobby Hemmett clip at, bro? Hold on. This is what I'm going to do. Because I want my Bobby Hemmett clip to be on here. Can I open? I can open the file from here. I be forgetting I can do that. Can y'all see this when I do that? No, you can't see my list of files. Good. No, I can't open it from here because I gotta do something else that way. That's crazy. Here, I'm gonna find it because I want to add it. Yeah, I'm a dick. So what? I'm not gonna waste your time. What the fuck else you gonna do? Huh? Where did I put that shit? Oh, here it is. No, that's something else. No, that's something. Where did I put that fucking Bobby here? Bro, I'm tripping. Oh no. But here, I'm gonna run this one.
See, because after years of talking to people and doing all of these consultations, it comes down to one thing: dysfunction. When they move all that deep shit away, it's really they're dealing with their dysfunction and they hide in consciousness because they can't really deal with the pain that they.
This one. Lucy Bay, good to see you in the chat, bro. He said, I for sure didn't wake up the same time as y'all. What the fuck is meaning? I'm gonna watch this replay and find out. Yes, bro. You have to examine what constitutes the category. What does it mean for something to mean something? It's easy to say it's irrelevant once you strip the meaning out of everything in life. But motherfuckers will do that. You strip the meaning out of shit because you don't want to have to deal with what the reality of it is. Bro, this is some funny shit, man. I was at an event thing with my wife, right? One of these girls, she said, she was talking about how she was fasting or dieting or something like that, but she didn't stop smoking weed. And another girl, she looked like, well, weed is it's a salad, right? And my wife was like, it was a joke, obviously. But this is the thing, bro. Weed ain't a salad. And motherfuckers, this is what they do with spirituality. This is what they do. They strip the meaning out of things to make weed a salad. They hide their dysfunction by stripping the meaning out of all these other things and then covering it up with these things that they've stripped the meaning from. They say, hey, this is it. I found it. Like, bro, this is some dysfunction. No, don't look at that. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. I am the Wizard of Oz. They're hiding their dysfunction. They're hiding from the fact that the physical life is paying for them. I get it. It's paying for everybody. That's not the reason to hide. This place is not a prison. This place is not trapping you here. Anyone who tells you that is weak. Fight me about it. Anyone who suggests that is weak. Hey, bro, you don't know who you talking to, man. I'm a nigga out here doing it. Shut your bitch ass up. If you was a nigga out here doing it, it could be self-evident, could it? Tell me something that you didn't hear from somebody else. Fuck you talking about? Tell me something you can substantiate with anything other than I feel it. And I'm the ultimate thing, so I just know it because I know it because I know it. Fuck out of here, man. Niggas is dumb. Niggas is dumb. Greens are green, same thing. See, look, man, you can't make weed a salad, all right? Niggas want to make weed a salad. I get the inclination to do it. I'm not telling you. Look, bro, it could all be so simple. Ignorance is your issue, your agreement to your ignorance. You cannot see the reality of the world until you stop falsifying your relationship to it, period. You cannot see the reality of the world until you start falsifying your relationship to it. These niggas is weak, bro. These niggas is weak. These niggas is cap. It's awful. It's awful. And I don't even think Panic realized what his own dysfunction has created. cover up the fact that he don't want to have to go back and forth about what he said or defend any of that shit. Look at the niggas you've created, bro. Look at the niggas you've created. You don't look, oh no, it's just them. No, nigga, it's you. They doing what you do. Because niggas don't do what you say, they do what you do. Oh, I know. I tell niggas to do shit all the time. Even after they ask me what should I do. And then they don't do what I told them. They try and do what I do. And I have to call them out. Like, nigga, you not the nigga who's teaching this right now. What are you doing? Like, bro, sit down. Bro, you was just telling me you were having a problem with that. Don't go over here flexing into bitches for it. Chill out. Chill out, nigga. You can't just be me. See, niggas will copy me, don't even realize they copied me because the details, bro. The details. What is you? I'm not I am not the pinnacle of this shit. I'm only this high because you niggas suck. Please, somebody learn, stand on my shoulders and tell me 7 things I didn't think to think. That way I can be done. Fuck, bro, look, the fact that I'm better than y'all isn't simply because I'm magnanimous. It's not. Yes, I'm magnanimous. Yes, your bitch gonna want me, but that's not the reason I'm good. I'm better than you. I'm better than you because you niggas don't even start. You ain't even started yet. You're so caught up in how much better you think you are than a Christian that you ain't even begun to work. You'll sit here in my face and tell me, hey nigga, I'm the kind of nigga that does this. No, you don't. No, you don't. I can tell you don't. What you do is make up bullshit and delude yourself into believing it. You believe it enough so you can tell a nigga. But when it comes down to actually questioning that shit and examining it for coherence and integrity, you've got nothing. Nothing. Niggas is weak. And niggas out here weak in groups. Shut your bitch ass up. You don't see me in June. Hey bro, look. You can show me better than you can tell me. If you gonna show me, ain't no reason to tell me, bro. If you gonna show me, come show me. Be here in June, man. Or y'all can go to Kundalini class. Either way, y'all can go to Kundalini class. Or you can come get this work for real. Hey man, the choice is yours, my nigga. The choice is yours. What am I gonna do here? One more time, y'all. I say one more time. Let's switch that up. Boom. Boot camp. Visit occultcornerstore.com. The link for the boot camp, the link for the page for the boot camp is right here. You can jump right into the enroll, guys. All right? Very simple to do. Or you can go get that 3.5 and pretend like you actually give a fuck about this shit. You don't. It's cool. Look, don't lie to me about it. You know, you got to lie to you to lie to me. Don't even waste your time. Because I'm going to see through you and I'm going to look at you like, come on, bro, really? Really? You better hope the bitches ain't around. You come around me lying. Because I'm going to say something. Just because the bitches are around. Bro, check out occultcornerstore.com. Sign up for the boot camp. Please get out here. Slay yourself. Check your shit. And if you're not sure how to start, this is what I do. This is what I do. Your dumb ass, no man, I can really do it by myself. No, you can't. No, you can't. But go ahead. Take the next 40 years to prove it to yourself. Go ahead. Spend the next 40 years to save and not have to spend $200. Dumbasses. Dumbasses. Yo, this is my show today. I want to thank you for allowing me to have my way with you Monday morning. I appreciate the presence of everybody in the chat, everybody who shows up, especially the new people. Welcome to the show. Good to see y'all here, man. If this is your first time watching or you just only watched a few, you got plenty of time to catch up. My YouTube has tons of information. And unlike anybody else you'll listen to, you can give me the smoke about anything I say. You know where to find me. It's easy to reach me. Anything I say, you can question it. We will go back and forth. I'd be more than happy to set up a debate. Because see, like I said, I'm coming up with my own debate format that's going to keep this shit simple, keep it smooth. That way we're not doing what... I see these niggas spend almost half a day yelling at each other in the live, and there was no progress on anything. I swear, them niggas was sensitive as fuck, boy. Sand in the vagina sensitive. Like, ugh. That's your boy in them, bruh. That's your boy in them. Donnie must know these niggas, bro. I gotta ask if they know Donnie. They must know Donnie. That's gotta be That's gotta be what it is. See, I'm a nigga that's triggered. Y'all, I'm about to enjoy the rest of my day. Yes, please rewatch. Please rewatch if you missed, if something wasn't clear. All right? Check out John Vervaeke. Check out Jordan Peterson. Like, when I mention these people, it's not to say this is the new guy who knows all the answers and you gotta follow him and I believe everything this motherfucker says. No! This is an avenue for you to begin with the things you say you want to think about, the things you say you want to do. Here's someone else you can look at besides me. So aside from my mountain of content that you can actually critique, you can actually go straight to the horse's mouth and go back and forth with me on it. Here's a nigga you probably won't be able to talk to at all. You can go read his books. They study this shit for a lifetime. Like, John Vervaeke has a 50-part series on the concept of meaning and the meaning crisis. You want to know how meaning works? I'll give you a snippet. But go fuck with this nigga. He do that shit. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not in no shape, way, shape, or form. I'm claiming to be the end-all, be-all of this shit or anything. Only reason I'm better than you niggas at this shit is because you don't do it at all. Well, the only reason I'm saying anything is because you claim to do it. To you as a nigga who don't do it and don't claim to do it, I cannot say to you. I don't give a fuck. But you niggas claim to do what I do. And you don't. Not at all. And I'm not even the best at it. Fuck you mean. What's his name again? The guy right there, his name was John Vervaeke. And he was also talking to Jordan Peterson. There's another guy, Bernardo Kastrup, who John Vervaeke has talked to a few times today. Bernardo Kastrup is a proponent of analytic idealism. Different type of philosophy of mind. You niggas talk about the mind is all. Don't even research philosophies of mind. Metaphysics is philosophy. It's a branch of philosophy. Philosophy is not just thinking exercises. How you think determines how you fit yourself to the world. How you are connected to it. That is of utmost importance. It's not the new thing you say, so niggas try to get you to say the new thing that they say, so that you say that, so now you're saying the right thing. Fuck you! Think about your thinking. What constitutes the categories you're using? How did you come to that conclusion? What is the metric for you to determine that? It's easy to say I'm advanced, but if I ask you what's the metric you use to determine that you're advanced, what did you measure that against? You know, what comparison did you use? Well, I don't know. There's no really such thing as a metric. Well, if there's no such thing as measurement, how did you find yourself to be advanced? Compared to what and by what means? Niggas will say anything that feels good. I'm so sick of this shit. That's why I'm out here slaying. I'm gonna slay you niggas, fuck you niggas, and I'm beating your shit, yelling at you, not because I think you're gonna change, but because fuck you. Alright, y'all. I'm really gonna get off this time. Y'all have a spectacular evening. Choose to do so. Check out Boot Camp. Check out Occult Corner Store. Get the fucking consultation. Stop being a bitch. Playing games. Y'all niggas.